Welcome to the Comic Wrestling Podcast. This is another edition of the Comic Shop. I am always the host.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to steal the thunder.
Once again, this is the Comic Wrestling Podcast, but this is the wrestling ring.
I know.
I know you like to take control, but fuck, man. It is hot as balls.
That's probably I'm delirious. That's what it is.
We're trying to make the best of it. It is hot as balls in New York today, so...
It is hot.
Yeah.
I look white trash, because why, Dave?
Because you are.
Because I am white trash. Ace Williams!
Is that going to be a shirt, too? White trash?
That's probably, my gimmick is don't trust me, but if I'm telling you that, trust me. You white trash, motherfucker!
But today we're going to be watching AEW Double or Nothing, which happened on Saturday.
Double or Nothing!
And we are two cool dudes, but we're fucking hot right now.
It is very hot in this apartment. I think it's because I might have the heat on as well. I'm not understanding how to fight fire with fire yet. Shouldn't live on my own, but I do. Let's kick it off. This has been taking a while today to get started.
Yeah.
Been off the rails before I don't even think we're going to be on the rails today, folks. This is
a train wreck from the beginning.
This is if I could use an appropriate kind of term, we are a minecart full of dynamite that went off the rails.
Indiana Jones style.
I was going more like dynamite because AEW.
Well, yeah, I get
it's
it.
TNT. Yeah. Let's get it going. What are we watching? Double or Nothing. What matches do we want to watch? We may or may not watch all of it. We might not watch all of it because by the end of this, we're going to be two puddles of mud.
I mean, the main ones like the ladder match and like the women's championship, the TNT championship. Mike Tyson's involved, so.
Ooh, baby, I'm Mike Tyson, and I'm gonna knock some motherfuckers out.
I definitely want to see Moxley and Brody Lee.
I'm gonna knock some niggas out.
I mean, MJF and Jungle Boy, like I could watch that, later. Like I don't.
MJF's awesome. I dig MJF.
I like MJF. Just I don't know. The smaller card, matches I really don't care about doing for this. But.
And it's nothing against AEW,
No,
because we were both going to watch these at another point. But
when you're
so goddamn hot in here.
And when you're doing something like this, sometimes watching the whole thing does kind of get monotonous. When you're trying to, create something as you're watching it.
My company sucks, I get it.
I don't even know why I'm here, to be honest.
I don't either. I actually called the police and told them that there's a strange little fella going to be showing up at my house. His vehicle is decked out in decals, and he always says, fuck them. Fuck the police. Fuck them. So I'm like, he's kind of like a rebel. And they said, sir, stop calling or we're going to shoot you on sight.
If any word describes me, it's fucking rebel.
Fucking rebel!
If anybody knows me, it's not fucking true.
I might be a bit of a rebel. I'm a little bit of a gangster. I don't give a fuck. I'm wearing a fucking scarf with not a do-rag. I probably look stupid, but hey, you know what? I don't give a shit. I make shit happen. We'll just get into it though.
All right. You gonna unbox too?
I do. We'll let this play out, see what the preview is and shit. But yes, I have a couple of unboxings.
Thanks. A special thank
even
you
if it is
to all the first
they ain't gonna
responders.
sue us.
A special thank you.
This one was
Special thank you to all the first responders. Heroes like
if I got pulled over,
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. This is dope. This is heroin.
You give us content.
You give us
Oh yeah!
You give us the power.
makes me think
you
of
give us the
Talladega
power to
Nights.
Oh, I think of
when we all come together.
Yeah.
the Jack Black.
I need my jelly bean.
My jelly beans.
No matter what life
Who wrapped this though? Is this how we package?
Yeah.
From where?
No matter
From
what
China.
life brings.
It's the Corona.
We can
Oh,
overcome
that's cool.
Anything.
They just kind of, I don't think they gave him a tribute video. Maybe they did. We didn't really pay much attention. But they just acknowledged Shad Gaspard, which we talked about last time on the podcast, which was the comic shop, right? My fans are okay. So
Did you see the thing I shared with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
He showed up at a memorial of Shad and said stuff about
Oh,
him.
that's so
I
amazing.
think that's really cool because he knows him from bodybuilding.
He had such big stripes. His stripes are huge. And they went down to his legs!
The inner circle versus the
Why did
elite.
this just take place?
No,
When did that happen?
nothing is certain.
In a base football stadium.
Oh, because the arena they've been doing the shows from is right
I want to be the
right off the
AEW
stadium, so right next to it. So.
tonight. We are
I'm 2 episodes behind, so I'm a little confused. And I really have to strongly disagree with Cody Rhodes on
We will all put in the work.
what's his name? Darby Allin being the new era Sting.
Oh yeah.
How the fuck do you even throw that kind of title around to somebody?
Well, that's like the shit with calling Sammy Guevara Eddie Guerrero. Like, I'm like, where do you get?
And I don't think he is, but at least the dude's Latino.
Right.
The dude wrestles and has a career.
Everything handed to you.
Darby Allin started wrestling in AEW. He's never done anything. And Cody Rhodes says, well, it's the face paint.
No.
How many motherfuckers wear face paint? I never heard no one ever say he's like
That's
Sting.
like saying Goldust was like Sting. You
You know, you gotta really give credit where credit's due. Gilbert was the better version of Goldberg, baby.
Okay, I'll go with that.
What is this?
The hamburger.
Oh, shit, the hamburger! Oh,
The hamburger stand.
fuck, I forgot all about the hamburger. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could put this together. Maybe I'll do it during the whole fucking thing. There is, this looks fucking cool. I can't wait to do this. I forgot this was
It
coming.
even comes with a couple minifigs too.
I see this. Little chef.
There will be a hailstorm
Kid,
of
boy,
violence.
girl, transgender.
Is all elite wrestling. Double or nothing.
You might want to turn it down just a little
Welcome
bit because the microphone.
to the show.
Sorry, folks. Fuck you all.
Because it did on the DC one. Like, it picked up a lot of it. Not, it didn't overpower it, but it did pick up some of the air.
That looks fun.
And I like how they're keeping the same
That's cool.
theme, you know, like the gambling
Oh, it
kind
should
of
be.
theme, you know, for their.
Because
their
it was
stuff.
all taking a gamble.
Yep.
That started it. Who's that guy?
That looks like, I was going to say that's Tracy Smothers, but. Vicky Guerrero!
I know, dude. When they showed her in one of the videos, I was like, how? How? What is the connection? Oh, that's right. Because Eddie Guerrero is Sammy Guevara.
I'd buy that as a shirt, Moxley, as the
I'd buy
playing
that for
card.
$1. She's sexy as fuck.
Mhm.
I love him.
Joey Janela.
Dude, he's Macho Man in a way. Like, not just because of the stupid shit, but like, one of a kind character, colorful, charismatic, can go the distance.
Yep.
Doesn't look like a Hogan. He's an average man.
And he's paying homage to people, but he's not directly ripping off people.
Right.
You know?
I dig it, man. I dig fucking the bad boy. I really do.
I'm glad you like your hamburger.
I can't wait to put that together. I totally forgot about that. This is coming off. I'm just went way further down with it. I thought that would be like a diaper for the head.
We can't stress enough how fucking hot it is.
Oh, I can. It's hot.
Speaking of hot, Penelope Ford.
Yeah, she's banging.
I do like Kip Sabian. I like him. I think he's a good character.
He's definitely he's grown on me because I just thought he was like, just another one of these guys.
Yeah.
And it's
That's kind of the way I felt about Guevara at first, like just one of these indie guys that they brought in, and but when they put him with Jericho and they started playing off each other, I started.
I think he's annoying as fuck. I
Oh,
don't
he is annoying.
She is banging.
I like Jimmy Havoc too.
It's interesting to see these two together. Is this new for now, or have they done this the last couple of weeks or something?
They've done it for a little bit. Yeah, they had him in like a tag match or something.
I dig it. That's cool.
And I think they've picked their people really well.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the people that they started with and that they've gone with. Like I really think they're going to go with Scorpio Sky eventually. They're grooming him for big stuff.
He's got to win me over still too. Though.
Yeah. But I like that, TNT is kind of committed to it and everything, so you know that they're going with it long term, so they can take the time to build all these people. I think they could have saved me money on shipping just for, with all the fucking packaging,
It's red. It's red as fuck. Is it an Iron Man thing?
No.
Did you see, before I open this, did you see any of the new sets that are coming out? They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's a new Hulkbuster that's coming out. It's more cartoony and red. I forget the characters it comes with. Basically everybody that they've already made, just new versions of them. There is the Avengers Tower. They're doing another one that comes with like 7 fucking people. Like, you get a shit ton of new Iron Man suits. That's like the big deal. They have kind of like how they have for the Star Wars bust heads. They have an Iron Man one coming out, which I'll probably end up getting after this next week.
There's so much fucking packaging on it. That's crazy. Like, Legos are not that fragile.
No, man.
Fucking put together.
200-pound. Well, I saw a meme on Facebook, and it was Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, and it had him like thinking, and the caption said, "There was one time when I used 100% of my strength," and then it showed him like laughing, kind of, and it said, "When I had to pull 2 Legos apart." And I'm like, yeah, dude, like,
that's quite accurate,
dude,
actually.
when you fucking stick something down like a flat on a flat, I will sit there and bend that cocksucker over just to get and then it'll shoot somewhere. I'm like, I hate Legos.
So that.
Oh, it's a French fry stand. So now you can get your burgers and fries. Well, you know what? It's kind of bullshit about that. Why wouldn't a burger stand have French fries, and why wouldn't a French fry stand have burgers? This is.
I just thought they went well together, so.
What a conundrum. I have to find space in this fucking city.
I just think those are really cool ideas. And,
Absolutely, brilliant.
And I know, I mean, they're off-brand, but I think they're actually really cool. So.
I like that face and its normal skin color. But that's the cool thing, like, that body, you're not going to get it Lego, like the detail of that, and that's just like a generic outfit that I can now turn into just some random fucking person. Like, I mean, this is literally my Hugh Hefner because of a Batman.
Right. Yep.
Like, that, tell me I don't look like you,
Yeah.
walking around in my little city of, like, and I wish I had more of these.
Someone might say, well, this guy's put an inside job for SCU, right? Chose to short. But the reason I don't think that
Little
Yeah.
bunny, because I'd put like a row of them behind him in the city, like, hey, what that is.
you know, sir, the clock has started, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So this ladder match is a little different.
Is this the ladder match?
Yes.
I have not been paying attention. What's going on?
They're starting with 2 people, and then every 90 seconds they're bringing in another competitor into the match.
So
But it can end before everybody gets in.
that's an interesting
Yeah.
twist. How many people are in it?
I think 9?
That's a stupid number. Do you think them having red ladders is just because of the theme, or because they're taking shots at WWE for having red stupid things?
They might be taking a shot.
I look at things differently than others.
I'm just surprised that someone's not trying to win it right now, but let's see what happens.
Shivani's saying he's surprised nobody's trying to go for it. Well, with 2 people only in the ring and nobody's worn down, it's kind of hard.
If I was the referee, I would go for it. Who's to tell you no? You are the rule maker, right? I just want to say, we are the Comic Wrestling Podcast, and this is not the comic shop. This is the Wrestling in the Ring. And we're on all the platforms. All of them! That even means we were there before you, Joe Rogan. We have been on Spotify now for probably almost a year. Over a year. Joe Rogan is just finally going to Spotify. The world of podcasts is making a big deal of it because it's going to change the game. We've been here! We are pioneers and trendsetters, almost heroes. You are the Matthew Perry to my Chris Farley. This has been a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I mean, we had a professional-looking logo before we even had a podcast.
We have a professional-looking logo before professional-looking places. We have a microphone, ladies and folks, that looks so amazing, but we're not even sure if it works. But it's all about theatrics, and it looks amazing. We have logos. We have shirts. We have a brand. That's what we are. We are a brand.
I was thinking about actually going on Pro Wrestling Tees and seeing if we can get our own shop on it. And then, because they print stuff to order, so it would be easier than having us make them ourselves. So they could just order them off the board.
That'd be
You know what I
sweet.
mean? And we could have different multiple designs and shit.
That'd be very cool.
Oh, speaking of that, I did order the Ninja Turtles design.
Oh,
Ninja
word.
Turtles logo design. So that
Yeah,
should
we
be
can see
cool
that.
soon, so.
Because he had Jimmy Havoc lying in wait to get that ladder into the ring, and now
Penelope Cruz right on over here, baby. Oh my God, these two are one hell of a team. I've never seen
Even
them together.
though there's not supposed to be a team in there, but you know, it's all good.
That's why I'm saying, why not, referee? Take your shot, daddy. Climb the ladder to success. Grab that big fucking coin and become the chip holder. What is this for? What are they vying
It's
for? A
the
title match?
winner, yeah, gets the title match.
So I'm going to go out on a prediction and say Moxley is going to retain the championship. Oh my God!
Jimmy Havoc just fucked it up.
Baby, maybe you shouldn't be wearing those shoes, daddy.
Or those skinny jeans.
Or those skinny jeans. Oh!
Oh! German suplex into the ladder.
We may be trailblazers, but he is a tail bruiser, that Kaz, baby. We are on fire tonight, daddy. I'm bringing that whole, like, gay-type gimmick back, modernizing it. People don't do that shit anymore, and I tell you what, that was over. When you had superstar Billy Graham and even Jesse Ventura and Dusty Rhodes, all those guys calling people daddy, baby, like that shit, that's awesome, man. That's like, that motherfucker's got style. And I love it, and I'm ripping it off here tonight.
And Jimmy Hart calling me baby.
Baby, let me tell you, baby, we're here tonight for AEW Double or Nothing, daddy. Woo, woo, woo!
Do you know WWE's catching flack because they're having superstars on the ringside as a crowd now, just like AEW?
Is that what the flack is?
Yeah.
Is based off of their copying it?
Yep.
Ah! You sons of bitches! Because they also caught flack because I think they went 2 weeks. Hard camera, normal side. AEW straight out the gate was from this angle, right off. Ladies and gentlemen, Sting! Oh shit!
Oh, it's Darby now.
It's Baby Allen. Darby. It's Baby Allen, everybody.
But to me, the AEW does not feel forced in this climate like WWE has been.
No, because you know
that-
why? I want to just throw. I feel that way because this doesn't feel high budget, over the top. It's just no. I could actually honestly believe that this is happening. I don't believe the wrestling is real, but I believe these people would be doing this. When I watch WWE, it's too polished, too pretty for me to believe that they. I take it. I don't take it serious, but that's my demeanor. I take it too serious to be able to believe it, and that's not a diss at this. Because if WWF existed and they had to do it in these circumstances, I would believe it.
Yeah.
Because it looks it. But
Like if ECW had all the production values back in the day that they did, like in the 2006, 2007 era, it wouldn't have the same vibe.
no, I agree. Baseball slide underneath the. Oh, and
I like how he uses the skateboard though as a weapon though. That's
Yeah, but
Sabu style throwing shit.
Did Sting ever do that? Did Sting?
You're really stuck on the Sting thing, but I like it. I like that you're getting fired up.
What a
about it 'cause it
ridiculous
is.
fucking comparison!
Yeah, it really is.
Sting never did this! That's a Jeff Hardy thing.
Yep.
This kid is Willow. If anything, he is a Willow.
Yep.
He's not Steve Borden.
And you know what? I guarantee you, JR has wanted to make that comparison.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
He
mean?
can
But
probably,
yeah,
or
you know,
something.
or they just don't want him to, you know. But
Because I find it stupid because I was listening to Cornette's podcast, The Drive Through with Cornette, which people, you gotta listen to that. I'm gonna plug his show on here. Listen to that, because
when he answers questions, 'cause
any of it,
yeah.
any of his stories or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
because even if you think the man is stupid, ridiculous, obnoxious, I really feel like he's pretty truthful. Because he carries a binder with him of all this shit that's like legit, right?
And he believes what he's saying. You may not agree with what he's saying, but he has
He's
conviction behind it.
conviction, exactly, absolutely. And you don't hear a lot of people talk shit about him other than he's just loudmouth.
You know,
But
that a lot of people say he's out of touch, but you know, what do you know?
I think that's, like you said, it's his gimmick now.
Right.
But somebody wrote in and said, Otis is like the new Dusty Rhodes. I'm like, what? Because he's fat? I'm like, he's not a common man. He's a fucking, he's a super athlete.
And he's got charisma, yeah, but not that charisma.
No, and he's not. I think it's just if we drop names on things, people will get excited about it more. It's like, just let it be organic. Like, I have recently heard it. I have always kind of thought it myself. Ambrose Moxley is the modern age Austin. That he's the closest thing to a rebel, badass, goes against the grain that there is in professional wrestling.
It has that brawling style. Yep.
And come at me, motherfucker, I'll come at you.
But can wrestle when he needs to.
Right.
You know, yep.
And I'm not saying he is tit for tat Austin, but if there is ever to be a comparison, and if someone said that, I'd be like, I'm not going to get
Yeah, like if they brought Tony Khan, the president of the company, in, he would be the first one that would be feuding with him because he has that anti-hero.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
The anti-establishment. I'm here for the man. Fuck, corporate. Like this shit. Come on. Really?
I like that he's doing something different and he's committed to the character, but I don't think it has staying power at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a show called The Dark Side of the Ring. I would like to plug our newest episode called The Dark Side of the Podcast, where the Deadly Dave used to be a hater of the freshly squeezed
I'm not saying
Orange Cassidy.
I'm not saying I like him. I'm
He's
just,
saying he's in favor of it. And so Dark Side of the Podcast, that'll be coming to you, where we explore the in-depth reasonings of why Dave flip-flops.
I might as well be a politician.
Yes, let's get hookers, right? That's like a thing. Or prostitutes. Spitzer.
Just need an intern, That's...
I'll turn her in. Daddy, baby. You can see hashtag trending AEW Don for AEW Don West. Bring him in, folks. Bring Don West in. I don't think that's what it's for. But here we go with
Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana, baby. The slap heard around the world, too. Sorry, John Schultz. Colt Cabana is closing in on your fame when he slapped Chris Sabian a few weeks ago. Actually, at this point, it's like a month ago now.
At least you're all caught up.
I'm caught up, baby. AEW caught up. Hey, what are your thoughts on NXT in your house?
I like that.
I think it's kind of
I
fun.
think that's cool.
do
I like
think
how NXT was the one that did War Games, and now NXT is doing In Your House.
and then AEW gets bashed at the beach. It just feels like a fun time
Yeah.
for retro.
And you would think that, okay, good, we'll use In Your House. Then, we do specials on, about In Your House on the network. We can promo
Yep.
that and draw, eyeballs
And
to our network.
Bring Cornette in to cut a promo on In Your House, because he was around then. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
I would bring Pettengill in to do the
oh
backstage
yeah,
announcing.
yeah,
and shit.
dude. How cool would that be? See Todd Pettengill come back.
I mean, he did the In Your House DVD. He'd come back for that.
I want to see him with his ears pierced with diamonds, and a backwards hat like a mullet, and a toga. Give me WrestleMania 9 Todd Pettengill, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want.
I'm surprised they haven't done that at an outdoor stadium again, because that actually
That was so
pretty
much
cool.
fun, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best WrestleMania, but it is definitely a standout of entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, Doink the Clown, that shit.
The Undertaker coming out in the
Right.
chariot.
Now, no one remembers the match because of him and Gonzalez, but you do remember the chariot with the fucking the Raven,
The Vulture.
or the Vulture, right? I'm sorry.
Yep.
The way he looked, the big hat, the badass, because to me, it was really cool seeing Taker because it was daylight.
Yeah.
And you saw that mystique in the daylight, and it still worked. Obviously, the Hogan, Yokozuna, Bret Hart, Mr. Fuji, Finasco, what else is there from that? Bobby Heenan coming out backwards on the elephant.
And Savage on the sedan and
Yeah.
stuff. And eating the grapes and
JR making his WWF WrestleMania.
shit. And Heenan cracking on JR through the whole thing.
Good shit, man.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun shit. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Janela. Look at him. Dude, he is awesome, right?
He just doesn't give a fuck.
He's a lot of fun.
He is.
He's a lot of fun, man.
Their roster is just so stacked with really diverse people.
And if anyone says he's not selling, what does he got to sell?
Yeah.
He's not getting hurt. He's not taking the bump. He's landing on his feet-ish. This is a match. Give me these two one-on-one. The fun these two would have.
Yeah.
Oh my God! One's a comedian by day, a wrestler by night. The other one is a straight up. I don't know.
And I like how they're starting to add the bigger guys too, like Wardlow
Yes.
and Archer and stuff like that, because they need to round it out. And Luchasaurus.
And the Exalted one.
Oh yeah, Brody Lee. Yeah. But I mean, even Colt Cabana, he's kind of got that size. He's not totally big, but
And I love that he came in, not just came in, but like he's here, and it's credibility because people can't just say, and I know they would, who's just a WWE guy coming in? He's not.
He's not.
He's
He was
not.
in developmental and had like 2 matches on TV.
He is the largest named indie wrestler I've ever had the pleasure of seeing live
Yeah.
and on any wrestling. New Japan, anywhere he's wrestled that I've gotten to see, he is the largest untapped
And his match
indie
was
guy.
pure comedy, but it was so much
standout,
fun.
amazing wrestling.
And we
still.
only seen him once, and
It was
one
awesome.
that you'll remember. Yep.
Yep, it was awesome. I'll never forget it. But I just think it's awesome that he's a guy that people can't just be like, what's the WWE guy coming in? Because it's not. And I love it. I dig it. Like, none of these guys coming in are WWE guys. I mean, Lance Archer's not. If anything, he's TNA guy.
Yeah.
I mean, more so now New Japan, because that's where he's been for like, what, last decade? Cody Rhodes, yeah, but he's reinvented it, and it's a mystique now that he was with WWE.
Brody Lee was totally underutilized, and
Which
that's the
people
kind
are-
of guys you want to see.
Right, and people are appreciative of it. It's not like, it's just this guy. It's like, no, he's reinvented. People wanted to see Dean Ambrose leave and just become whatever it is he was going to become.
Especially when they did that whole storyline at the end where they said he hadn't signed a contract, and you're like, oh, well, he's just gonna.
I mean, you can, I will say it like this, you can say that with Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
But his gimmick is so much fun that it's cool. But it is that he is the WWE guy, but he's not really, I guess, because he was with TNA.
And Matt Hardy has always been the guy that I wanted to see more than Jeff. You know, like.
Right, Jeff, you're great, but you do it once, you've done it all, man. Like,
To me, he's a one-trick pony.
right.
Matt Hardy's been able to reinvent himself like Jericho so many times from version 1. Even when he was in Ring of Honor. When he was in Ring of Honor, he had his own championship belt and all that stuff.
Old
And
Bloody
millionaire match and
first.
stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, he changed it all.
Luchasaurus choke slamming everybody onto
Which, if you
ladders
did
right
not
now.
know who Luchasaurus was, I'll give you a tip. I ain't got a fucking clue, dude. Not a clue, bro. Not even a scoop. No scoops on this ice cream cone, Daddy. Daddy, we're back at AEW, Double or Nothing, in this crazy ladder match, one of a kind. Deadly Dave laid down the rules one more time.
Every 90 seconds, another competitor comes in, and the match can end before all competitors are in.
And how many were in it?
I believe there's 9, and there is a mystery.
So 9 with a mystery, or 9 and a
I
mystery?
think there's
making
9
it 10?
and a mystery. I think there's 10 total.
So 10 opponents, combatants, maybe baby daddy, mama, daddy. Baby's in the back room while daddy's slapping mama on the ass, and everybody's getting real freaky in the house, baby.
And everybody's like, a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's just the Money in the Bank ladder match. They're fighting for a contract.
It's not.
So it's not. Yeah, it's different.
You know what I'm gonna say? It's the X Division match, baby, without.
Oh,
the
shit.
scaffolding.
Brian Cage?
Oh,
They
I
brought
didn't
in
see the
Brian
name.
Cage? That's fucking awesome.
So that means we're on our 10th one. Brian Cage, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know him, he was a former Impact World. Oh, he just ripped
it's
the ladder
totally-
in half. He is a former World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, speaking of big guys to bring in.
Big
go,
guys to bring in. Now, Taz, we were saying at the top of the show, I'm talking like some kind of fucking host over here.
You sound like a game show.
I don't know. I'm going to keep it up because it's just, it makes sense because look at where we are, baby.
You know what you sound? You sound like Michael Hayes doing Doc Hendricks.
I'll do it.
You sound like the Doc Hendricks.
I'm not going to try because now it'll look like a fool, but I'm going to try to get back into that. Here we are, back at AEW. Brian Cage, former Impact World Heavyweight Champion, also known as, if I get it wrong, sue me, Flex Armstrong. Was that it?
If anybody gets that reference, that's fucking amazing.
Is that him or no?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yep.
I wasn't
Oh
sure.
my
I couldn't
God.
remember.
That's fucking tremendous.
Flex Armstrong, we're going back in the Rolodex. So
He
in
will
here.
forever be known as Flex Armstrong whenever he is.
Forever, baby. He's going against the smaller but maybe cooler Bobby Ocean. Keeping it cool. I'm glad I was right on that because I really wasn't sure.
So would Joey Janela be the Pinky Sanchez?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I tried.
No,
I'm reaching on
he is the white trash macho man. He is the miniature man, Joey Janela. He's a bad boy. Ladies, line up. Because Kaz is coming at you. I think it's the Vegas thing. It's doing it to me. I'm hot. I'm delirious. This is, ladies and
Yo,
gentlemen,
not
Double or
Delirious from
Nothing.
Ring of Honor, just
And
Delirious.
not Eddie Murphy. Was his delirious?
Yes.
Yes. I can't remember. I have to question everything because I'm really not sure. My brain is just.
Oh, that's the special where he did the ice cream man.
That's true. The ice cream. Look at him. Look at Flex Daddy Armstrong, baby.
Pulling Orange Cassidy up the ladder with him.
You know, if this was a street corner, he was Puerto Rican. Do you get it, ladies and gentlemen? I just channeled my inner cornet. I tried to offend you, and if I did, I'm so grateful. All these men are trying to pull Big Flex Armstrong down that ladder. He is trying to climb it. Do you think he is signed on? Do you think he's part of AEW, or is this a one-trick pony?
No, I would say he's signed.
This is cool.
Because he's been away from Impact for a few months, so I would say he's signed.
Shut your mouth, dog.
I know when they brought Jeff Cobb in, that was to go against Moxley. That was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he just re-signed with Ring of Honor. So.
I see Ric Flair has just re-signed a 3-year contract with WWE. In my opinion, that is to keep him away from AEW.
Oh yeah, because he'd be another legend that would be showing up.
And I don't give a fuck what Flair says. He didn't just go to TNA for the money. He went there because he loves this business. And I'll say it because I think he's the greatest. He sold out. But baby, you gotta buy in sometimes if you want to sell out.
And he knew that was the only company that was going to let him wrestle too. Yeah.
And come on, Hogan and Flair in the ring again? That's cool.
And that
man.
shit with Jay Lethal, that shit was entertaining.
Woo! Woo! That's my. Oh.
I mean, I think they kind of bungled Fortune a little bit,
Yeah.
but, still.
They forced too many hands in that
Yeah.
one. Ladies and gentlemen, big chips coming your way.
They're burying Brian Cage under a bunch of shit. The Big Show kind of.
This is cool because they're building up Brian Cage here, ladies and gentlemen. This is to build him up because it just took 5-6 people to carry a big chip. Now you watch this. He is gonna Lou Ferrigno the fuck out of it, which I can use that because he appeared. He made an appearance on AEW during the Bubbly Bunch.
Yep, which is entertaining too.
I do find that entertaining, and I'm really glad I got to see the Release the Hounds on my TV. Very awesome.
And it shows an entertaining side of Santana and Ortiz too.
You see, Biscuit, son of a bitch, you. Here we are giving gifts off at the top of the show, and I am sitting here like a silly son of a bitch with my dick in my hand, not knowing which way to pull it. I got you something, buddy. I totally done did forget it.
Aw.
Did you see this ever?
I have not seen it. Hey man, we're gonna get on that giant spaceship.
But he's
That's so.
Hey man, that guy pulled me a dickhead again.
That's pretty hefty too. That's
Hefty.
It's Korg.
Korg
from Endgame.
From Endgame with a headset and a Hawaiian shirt and a controller. Would you like to play a video game with me?
That's fucking great.
Good for you, buddy. I forgot. Even what made me think about it, I looked up there in the top right corner. There's the Super Scroll, which I need to find my Galactus, and I hope they make him big. So I'm gonna keep going to Target looking for him. Because I love the villains of the Fantastic Four, but my Super Scroll, I looked up there and then I remembered, oh shit, motherfucker! So I got to get another one to fill that little empty space out.
He's OCD about
It's weird. It is weird because now I need to go. I feel like I'm gonna find one where it's all right, there's 3 of them over here. Cool, I can take this one and stick it there because that's bothering me. But I forgot about that for you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
I would like to find the Captain America one on the back where he's holding the shield and the hammer. I've not seen that.
No, I haven't either.
Penelope Ford, ladies and gentlemen, has climbed the top of the ladder. Orange Cassidy is looking to free.
And just lets her go, and she falls on top of Kip Sabian on the ladder.
I would have absolutely checked her if she was full of pulp or not. Boy, howdy.
Orange Cassidy is getting squeezed right now.
Getting squeezed. The best friends
Best
are coming.
friends.
They're pandemonium in the ring. He doesn't even have shoes on, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't even have shoes on. Oh my God, Chuck Taylor doesn't even have any Chuck Taylors.
I didn't know how to feel about them at first, but I like them as a team.
I like Trent Beretta. I always thought he was really enjoyable when he was in WWE. It's fucking weird. I always think this is weird that he was in whatever year the game it was. I think 09 when Morton was on it. He was in the commercial for it, but he was not even in the game. I'm like, that's weird.
You know, they need a continuity person. You know,
But then you get someone like
continuity
Vance Archer, who was in the WWE maybe a little bit longer than Braden Walker, and he's in a video game.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool because they had taken JBL out of the game that year, and Vance Archer was in it. I'm like, well, mother McFuck, I'm gonna use this big dog.
Marco's stunt.
I don't like Marco's stunt. I think it's a stunt, and it's just not gonna work for me. Look at this. Come on.
I've seen people like compare him to Spike Dudley, and no.
The things that happen to him are I can't. The polarizing similarities I get, but you can't. You can say, wow, he's having a similar treat. Oh, there you butchered that one, bud. Which I think he's outside the ring, ladies and gentlemen, the butcher and the blade. But he's not. The things that happen to him, getting thrown out into a crowd, all right, Spike, but he doesn't have the credentials of Spike Dudley. And that's my thing with the Sting. Darby Allin has no credentials to be even in the same category as Sting.
No.
Not wrestling. Oh,
Brian Cage was underneath
Brian Cage
that.
is still
Damn.
underneath that. That man is a straight up beast. But like, again, with Austin, if Moxley's compared, he's at least got the credentials.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? He's wrestled long enough. He's won world championships. He's been on top of manias. You know what I mean? Like,
if you're just gonna compare people to compare
Just to
them to somebody,
compare
yeah.
because if anything, all right, The Miz, I'll say this, because this is a true comparison. The Miz is the modern day Rock. That's a true comparison. The dude is headline mania. He has wrestled longer than The Rock, honestly. He's a mouthpiece just as good as The Rock for the era that we're in. He's had big main event matches with all the big main guys for the time that they're in. But if you were to tell me, well, I'll say this because this is a good one. MJF is the modern day Rock? No. When we say he is a better version of The Miz, to me that's a fair comparison.
Modern day Piper, maybe.
Yeah.
You can see, you know, the total heel that believes it totally and plays it up. Yeah.
And if he doesn't win a championship, not saying MJF won't. There you go, baby!
Lou Ferrigno, Bucks Armstrong.
Yeah, Daddy! Ooh, here we go. Is Giant Gonzalosaurus gonna get skirt? But yeah, if you're just gonna compare, just don't, because that's just a boring conversation.
Yeah. And a lot of the, like, rumors are because Sting's contract has come up. He's going to go to AEW. So if you were making that comparison just because you're trying to curry favor with him,
yes,
you know, like shit
and no
like
one
that.
wants to see Darby Allin versus Sting.
No.
And I'm not saying we want to see, 5-star match with Sting. If Sting came in to wrestle one match, it can't be just one. You can't build a star in one match, in my opinion. I'm not in the business. Maybe you can. But does he have a tongue guard or something? Why was his tongue blue? I don't know. Did he have a nickname in TNA?
He was the Machine.
I would have been like, his arms are stronger than yours. White Bobby Lashley.
I do like him being in it though. That's
It's
a
fun.
different look, and you know,
It's somebody that's not a WWE guy.
and he is extremely athletic.
He is
and,
good
you know,
too. He
he's not just a huge dude. Because to me, Wardlow is kind of that dude. He's just a huge
He's
dude.
the Mason Ryan.
Yeah. Yep.
And when people were comparing him to Batista, it's like, because they look alike?
Yeah. Yep.
Where is Mason Ryan now?
Yeah.
Where's Batista now? The motherfucker, multi-time world heavyweight champion, movie star.
Oh, he just did the Steiner screw.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
He's the modern day Scott Steiner. Is that fair?
Yeah.
We're just gonna compare now.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, AEW. Here's Taz. He is the modern day. Why bother? Come on, bud. You didn't do anything with our dude Samoa Joey.
That's true. They threw that away just to throw him on commentary.
Oh yeah.
I think that's another reason why he doesn't have as much of an impact on this is because you saw him on WWE for so long as a commentator. You saw him on TNA for so long.
Right. That's
as a
what I'm
commentator.
saying. It's like he doesn't even get in there and choke anybody out to where it's like, oh fuck, he could do something. It's like,
Yeah. Ryan Cage is gonna do a squat.
has he done this before?
I've never seen. He's military pressing a ladder and Darby Allin to the floor from the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sting would never have done that for any fucking. Look who's gonna win it.
Ryan Cage is gonna win it. Holy shit! That's actually pretty cool.
That's really fucking badass, man. Maybe he paints his tongue blue. Ladies and gentlemen, I just got this in on my headset. He is George the Animal Steel's nephew.
I don't know. Maybe it's a bottom mouth guard. Maybe he had
I look like he had a tip to his teeth.
Now his lips kind of out, so I think he might have a mouth guard in. Yeah, or something.
Let me tell you, this is what he's saying. We fucking tell you, son, when you come out and you win something, you gotta knock the ladder over so it just barely falls, bud. And you gotta do this. Throw a guy like that out there like this. Oh my god, he's spiked up there. That was spiked up there.
And it's funny because stuff like this is really the only stuff we've had to nitpick about this company. Just little
Yeah, and it's
things
not
like
even
that,
anything about the product.
Right.
Because it's not even like I'm hearing AEW guys say this. He's got this little mouse. Because we're not, it's not, I mean, yes, Cody did say the Sting thing, but it's his own opinion, I mean, honestly.
And AEW, their setups are for their stuff is all different now.
Yeah.
They keep changing it up, unlike WWE where it all fucking looks the same all the time. And I see people say, oh, well, why you always gotta make the comparison? Because they're the biggest fucking company on the planet. You gotta kind of make that comparison. Oh shit.
No, I agree. Why do you gotta make that comparison? What do you mean? When you go to buy shoes, what brand do you buy? Well, Nike. Why? Because they're better. Well, why do you gotta make that comparison?
Yeah.
Why do you gotta say they're better? Why can't you just say because they're comfy to my feet? Ooh, I want to rewind that back. I don't remember a super kick like that. Did you see that? Where it folded that motherfucker?
Oh, the one on Sammy Guevara?
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
He went right into that.
Yep.
Oh, what? I love that one right there. That was a good match.
Jericho, we've talked about this before. He has to be in the conversation as one of the best ever.
He is.
Totally the best
He's
ever.
not even one of them. I think Ric Flair is the greatest professional wrestler. All right, I guess Ric Flair is number one in a different degree, but I think Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time. Like, maybe in a legit standpoint of look at what he's doing, what he's done, what he's continued to do, what he's helped to do. I mean, maybe he's a reflection of Ric Flair. Maybe they're one and the same.
But even Flair didn't really change.
No.
He was always the limousine riding.
But I have to say this, because of watching the documentaries and shit of him when he came back to the WWF not being in it, that does put not a stain by any means, but it definitely puts there was this one time where he wasn't Ric Flair. Can you say that about Jericho? where there was one time where he never was balls out Jericho. Even when he was coming out when you were annoyed with him, he was just smiling. It's like, it's over.
Yep. Whatever he's done, he's made it his own.
Yeah.
And like I know he loves having the free reign. I mean, they're putting no shackles on him whatsoever. What do you think of Statlander? Do you like?
I like her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's the female modern day warrior. These guys are all modern day wrestlers. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest professional wrestler of your life is in the ring right now. MJF.
I think they pushed this one too quickly. This is a feud that they could have built up a lot better.
This is everybody, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jungle Boy Jack Perry. He is in the ring, little Jack Perry, Jungle Boy with the sideburns. Let me tell you, Shivani, I have seen many things in professional wrestling, and Jungle Boy is the modern day barbarian. And MJF is the modern. He is just modern. There is no comparison. He is one of a kind. Let me tell you, Conrad.
And we are fast forwarding through this match. I mean, no disrespect to MJF or Jungle Boy. It's just
we're trying to get to the meat of the bone, Daddy.
I mean, if you've listened to some of our watch-alongs, sometimes it gets kind of, in the middle we kind of lose a little steam, and it stops being entertaining. And
that's why you've got to be a personality. You got to speak. Oh shit! Oh no!
Mike Tyson!
Shit! God damn! Why did that fast forward so fast that time, and any other time it doesn't? God damn it, ladies and gentlemen! We went into the future. Here we were, and now we are here.
I'm glad they have a secondary title now too, because that's something.
I
that
don't
they
dig
needed.
the name of it though. How did we? I'm just gonna let it fast forward at a gentle pace. I'm not a big fan of the TNT title. I get every company has always had like a television championship, basically.
Yeah.
But the goddamn TNT championship. Have you ever heard of something so goddamn stupid in your life other than the goddamn Kiss My Ass Club? That is the most degrading how did we... It didn't even have like an intro.
It just went right into the match. I didn't even realize that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time of a viewing we have watched where it transitions from one program into another. And there it goes! Ladies and gentlemen, it just did it!
Thanos is snapping shit, and we're going into the future.
What just happened was we are going into uncontrolled to our displeasure. We don't know who wins between MJF and Jungle Boy. I'm going to go with MJF just because he's on a roll. But it starts, I don't know if it's halfway, a quarter of the way, 3/4 of the way, into the TNT Championship match between the man who murders Hawks and the goddamn man that has nightmares for families.
Not Eagles, fucking Hawks.
Well, because Eagles are extinct. I don't know. Mike Tyson is already at ringside. We're not going to get to see the intro. We're not going to see the awesome pop. We're not going to get to see the reveal of the championship. God damn it, all the hell. But we are here.
Well, I didn't want to watch it beforehand and, get spoilers, so I didn't realize that it happened.
Well, no, why would you? Because, who would have thought this would happen?
Yeah.
But here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Back to the action. Oh, big kick. Bit of bigger. I can't. Lost my words.
I really like having all the wrestlers around ringside. And it's
Jake the Snake Roberts, Cody, Caesar, you piece of shit, son of a bitch.
I kind of wish Dusty was around though, just to have him be involved in it, and
Well, thank God we got Arn Anderson.
Yeah. And I hope this with Jake being the mouthpiece is a really long-term thing too.
And then how he beat the living hell out of Dustin.
That's pretty.
We're only sure he's going to be able to show up.
I died right there for folks, there for a minute there, people. This is sweet. He's the modern day Undertaker. Because the big Undertaker could never do that. Because he was always riding Harleys. What are your thoughts on the Murder Hawk?
It's completely different. It's an awesome look. To bring him in and to tout him as being from New Japan and not really talking about TNA or anything like that, to make it a separate character from that stuff, I think is really well done.
Yep. I agree.
You do not have to give the total background on everybody.
No, you don't.
You know,
People know. I gotta just say here real quick. Mike Tyson looks great. That championship does not.
I don't think they're done with it. I don't think that's the final
Then why?
look of it. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I know they want to go with an old school look of how, like, a lot of the belts from the 70s
These
and 80s.
are things that don't add up to me. You're gonna afford someone at the caliber of Iron Mike Tyson, who has a legitimate career as a badass. He bit a goddamn man's ear off and told him he would eat, or told someone else he's gonna eat their babies. This man is a straight goddamn
The
monster.
man once said, I will fuck you till you love me.
Till you love me.
That,
Look at the look on his face. He is thinking, both of these men love me because I have fucked them. But then, as you look lower, you see Double or Nothing, live at AEW, and then you get down a little lower, and what do you see? A goddamn WWE produced goddamn championship belt for the little blind kid that had Pretty Bird, and Dumb and Dumber.
he won't know.
He won't know. So, goddammit, what the hell are we doing and how did we get here? Next time on Grilling with AW. I had to pick that apart because it looks weird. I just don't like it. You could have went to Walmart and bought yourself a goddamn ironing tool and ironed yourself a goddamn eagle or something into that. I mean, come on. Come on! Go get one of the old WCW belts and just strip that down naked of what it was. The old WCW US title belt would have looked cool as the TNT title. Fuck WWE. Mike Tyson's right here. I'm a
And
fucking...
he's a huge fan too, which is even better.
Oh, there's the Enforcer, double A. Don't get that confused with Austin Aries, a double.
And like he's talking to the person at the table, but he's paying attention to the match.
Oh yeah,
he's
a fan.
Yeah. And like for him, that's not burning the bridge with WWE because they'll bring him back for anything. So
You got the Iron Mike Tyson. You got who else we got around ringside? You got Iron Mike Tyson, a legend for his own right, a legend in the wrestling. You got Jake this. Hey, you're throwing it off, you little son of a bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. There's a goddamn dog. It just won't shut up. I can't help but just yell at the goddamn dog. I love the JR one.
you got lots of legends.
You do. Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts. I mean, you Tony Schiavone, JR. You got the legacy of the Rhodes family.
You got Billy Gunn out there. He's a legend.
Who's that with him? His son?
Yeah.
They call themselves the Gun Club?
Yep.
The Bullet Club would like the fucking gimmick back. You got DDP.
Yeah. I liked how they're building Archer.
Like a big man. Like
Yeah.
a monster should be built.
And
Whoa, don't show him yawn!
And they did that stuff, where the ring was in a backyard and he's
Yeah,
fighting
I
all
like
these
that.
rednecks and shit. It
That
just
was cool.
it fits in the vibe with Jake, who's just fucking weird. I think Jake is the perfect fit for him. I don't think they could have picked anybody better.
No, I agree.
And who knows? I've never seen him really cut a promo. He never really did in TNA. He had Christy Hemme with him and shit, and so.
The old tag team of the Rock and Ray Veteran. That's what she used to do.
Yep. I used to like that team.
I thought they were fun.
And Jimmy Rave always used to name the wrong city.
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
That was good shit.
Big time, like a superstar.
And had the Guitar Hero,
With it
guitar.
unplugged.
Yep, that's good shit.
It was clever.
that company, people pick that company apart so much, and
Which they should now.
no.
Pickle, where's he going?
If
Jesus Christ! That's
I mean,
a bump.
right, if you don't like the product now, I
Right,
get it.
right, no,
But
right.
If you, and a lot of people would say, oh, it was just like WCW. I'm like, not really. Did they bring in a lot of WWE stars? Yeah, but they brought in ones that matter.
And I'll say this as a wrestling fan. Anything that's not WWE is always going to feel like WCW, TNA.
Because they're second. They're
They're
the secondary
second,
position.
And, again, I cannot stress this enough. WWE is so polished that the way it looks is its own brand.
Yep.
Like, wrestling should never be anything more than the way this looks. There's no reason you should have 1,000 different cameras, high lens. Like, show me it's just guys beating the shit out of each other. I don't want to believe that they're glitz and glamorous and that when they come out, they're, wow, Seth Rollins is wearing makeup? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Like,
show me this. This is...
I don't need to see Randy Orton in HD. His matches are boring enough. I don't need to see that.
I don't need to see a better version of it. Fuck him up, dude! You're gonna be the champion! I tell you, I won't fight your goddamn you off, motherfucker! Fuck him! You fucking you! What'd you say? You say fuck him? Wow, Mike, you're nuts. Yeah, I said fuck him. Yeah, fuck him so hard he's gonna kill. What'd you say to him? You're saying sick shit, boy.
And I know sick shit. You ever watched Beyond the Mat? You know I know.
Oh boy, I fucking injected heroin in the tip of my dick because the hole was already there. I can laugh at shit like that because I'm fucked up. You can't.
And it probably happened. But,
Oh, probably did, honestly.
I mean, the man flipped me off in the picture that I paid for, you know, and the autograph sign.
Oh.
These are gonna have to go in the fridge. They are
Oh
melted
my
as
god!
fuck.
Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the sandwich that Big Mark Henry ate because it's like a shit. It's just a squishy shit.
And that's
sandwich.
only for being in the car from the drive here.
Oh, and I'm sure sitting here didn't help. Well, you know what? I wanted to make chocolate milk later, so I'll just fucking. This is like the version of Lance. They're gonna do that, Lance Archer. Or no, that isn't right.
Yeah.
It was Vance.
It was Vance in
WWE.
WWE.
But this is like the version of him I always wanted to see in TNA. Like, just he's a big guy. Why is he coming out with like half blonde hair, like a big gay rock star? He doesn't look that part. Why was he confused there? It's because that black dude keeps telling me to fuck him. I'm not really sure what to do. Should I do it, guys? That wasn't very attractive.
I mean, this match hasn't really been anything to write home about. It's not spectacular, but it's a good, solid match. But then again, you've got clashing of styles, and these guys probably have never worked a match together, so you can't. Every one of their matches can't be 10 stars. That's.
When the fuck did 10 stars become the norm? Girls 5. Good shit, man. I give these assholes credit.
Well, they were calling that Young Bucks against. Some people call that Young Bucks Kenny Omega and Adam Page tag. That's the best tag match they've ever seen.
That is exactly what they were saying. JR's he's looking ready to Shavana, you and I both have called a lot of tag matches. That was the best tag match I have ever seen in my goddamn life.
I mean, I liked it. It was a good match, but best I've ever seen? No. Mike is into it, man. He's gonna break that chair. He's so into this shit. I mean, I'm sure the payday is getting, helps that along too. But
No, I do this for free. Just give me a bag full of ears.
And Arn Anderson, he looks like a fucking coach.
He's a badass.
He has that. I mean, as the enforcer, he was kind of the coach of the Four Horsemen, really. I mean, he was just, not that he was in the background, but.
No, I know what you're saying. The guidance guy.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame WWE did nothing with him for 20 years?
Yep. That one moment where he, did the spine buster to Undertaker at WrestleMania,
For Flair,
a couple backstage things, but other than that,
and then coming out here and there, but never a prominent. Like, they don't know. I feel WWE does not know how to use their legends.
No.
At all.
Like, how is a guy like Rick Martel or Tito Santana, guys who were so big in the company in the 80s, that you're doing nothing with them at all? When you talk about the Intercontinental title and shit like that, and it's so dumb to me.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hall. How are you not mentioning Scott Hall?
Mhm.
You know,
You only mention that shit when it gets to an important moment, like the ladder matches. Oh, the first ever ladder, because you have to. I feel.
yeah. Like, how have you done like an old school Raw and never had Scott Hall come out as Razor Ramon?
Right.
Even if he doesn't wrestle a match, if he came out in the
Hey,
like the
yo.
Hawaiian shirts like he did in the first vignettes and just did the hit, that would be. Or even if he just came out as NWO Scott Hall, but didn't have like the regular Hall of Fame jacket.
One of the only things I can think of cool that they did that with was Kevin Nash's Diesel
Yeah.
for the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Well, I don't think we were that far into the match. Looks like it had just started, I guess, but.
I'm Jake the goddamn snake. You fucking little son of a bitch. He cut my ear off and ate it.
He's having fun.
Oh yeah,
Dude, he's so having fun. I hope he's in the creative process in the back too.
And you know what? They'll do it when they do a video game. They're now gonna have like all these cool legends that they can put in that game.
Yep.
Like, give me an AEW game where I can play as the 1980s version of Jake Roberts. Now, obviously, you're gonna have to change a couple things here. You'll have more modern music, but the look you can absolutely use the look.
Because he used the look before. I mean, well, you could do the long pants like he used to wear
Right.
in Mid-Atlantic.
Exactly. Like there's ways around it.
Yep.
And let me fucking wrestle at Double or Nothing against MJF.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, what a fun game that would be.
I want a 2-pack with Lance Archer and Jake the Snake as a national.
Oh, yeah.
2-pack. You know?
Yeah, I definitely can't wait for the figures to come out.
I think I'm going to get at least the whole first series.
I'm getting Jericho. Hands down, I'm getting Jericho.
And they haven't been quick to roll shit out like that and rush it.
No, because I think it's like, well, let's make sure we get to point B before we jump right into point C.
Yep. And you can tell this is a company that's not going to put out a shitty game just to put a game out, you know? Not that TNA's game was shitty, but, you know... I mean, TNA's game was good enough that they were going to do a second one before Midway folded, so, you know...
Ooh, huge cutter from the top rope! One! Oh, he kicks out at one!
You know, watching it lately, I feel like Excalibur will now... The three of them are kind of they're getting into a groove, though, as announcers.
Oh, I agree.
Before it was really jumbled with the way they were doing it.
I'm so glad they got rid of the guys that were with JR at first. Who the fuck?
Oh, Alex Marvez.
Yeah, I just like these guys were not going to do the show any good.
Yeah, Marvez is still doing like backstage, like
Which fine.
Yep. I think that first show that he announced that they realized this ain't gonna work.
He was dead. You had to like, you would see JR like nudge him.
Yep. Want to make comparisons? To me, he's Adam Lee. Totally Adam Lee on commentary. Like he just was like, "What the fuck is this guy
Why are you
talking about?"
here?
Yep.
But with Adam Lee, we give it the respect because he did have
Dementia.
right, which no one knew about. Come on, you're not gonna do that to a big guy like him.
And sometimes Adam Lee actually was entertaining.
He was,
You know.
look at Roberts. He's even saying the same fucking thing.
Yep.
Come on, I'm into this honestly now. My gimmick is broken. I'm into the match. Get up, or you're not gonna come out in the woods with me anymore.
And the tournament has actually been pretty good. The matches have been good. So leading up to this match, I mean, it was real easy to see that Cody was going to be one of the main, one of the finalists. Actually, I kind of thought it was going to be him and Dustin, but I like Archer being one of the finalists. That's pretty cool.
I think Goldie is gonna turn on QT Marshall.
Yeah.
Oh my God! The murdering Hawkman!
He murdered that 2 count, by God.
Oh my God! Toucan. I thought he killed. Oh, you said 2 count?
2 count.
Oh, I thought you said Toucan. I'm like, no,
Oh, maybe. Oh, that's Bird. So
Bird Killer.
Mike Tyson's really into
Did you
this
just
shit.
call him Michael Tyson? You're about to. You're about to call him Michael Tyson. Michael! I'm going to refer to Iron Michael Tyson!
Speaking of that, my dad saw the new shoes that I got, he goes to me, "You got more shoes than Michael Jackson," and I'm like, "What?"
Is he known for that?
But I was thinking, I think he meant Michael Jordan, you know,
Yeah,
with the Nike
right.
connection. But I'm like, Michael Jackson, like, it made me think for a second. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
Let me Google
but,
this.
You know, I was like, that's kind of funny, but you know,
That is funny.
Written all over the face of Jake Roberts. What a matchup this has been. For the first team.
and I like how Archer like gets the smile when he's punishing people too. Like,
Right,
you know,
showing he loves it.
Yeah.
I feel like this has gone on too long.
yeah.
There's not a lot of hits there.
Especially when you've built him up to be such a badass. Not that Cody should have gotten squashed, but to draw it out like this, yeah. And he's doing this fucking walking the ropes gimmick again.
Because that's too long right there.
Yep.
That's too long.
And he's not putting any tension on his arm to make it
No,
look
and
like
there's no
Cody's.
reason why Cody shouldn't be able to grab his fucking foot.
Yep.
Like that.
And Arn Anderson's cheating like that.
That's not good guy heel coach stuff.
No. That would be something Jake would do, not Arn Anderson. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, let me tell you something.
I mean, I get Arn Anderson was a heel for most of his career,
But to be a coach to a baby face.
yeah.
Oh, good
he
God
almost bit
damn.
that. A reverse
What
suplex.
the fuck was that? What the? He killed him. Son of a bitch.
Oh, Paul Turner's talking about what he's stooging off Arn Anderson.
This is another thing in wrestling. What is this? Okay, well.
Oh, Mike's for the heels.
No,
today.
see, that should have been it. Or another referee should not have come
It
out
should
with
have
it.
been Mike Tyson.
It should have been Mike Tyson going up behind Anderson off camera at first, and then be like, "Oh, what's going on over here?" And then Mike Tyson saying, "You're out of here," and then the referee coming over, those guys deliberating it, and then he gets ejected. Because
Yeah.
having another referee come into it just seems. Well, why was another referee watching this match like that? Then?
Yeah, and why are you kicking Jake out?
Right.
He hasn't done anything.
This should have been the heel, like you said. Jake Roberts should have done that. Then you have Tyson interfere with Roberts. Then you have Arn interfere with that. Now, Mike Tyson is the main enforcer, basically. The managers get ejected.
Yeah.
Because why did Jake? He didn't even get involved in anything.
Because he's arguing with you.
Right.
You know, it's not baseball. You're not getting thrown out for arguing with the umpire.
That's bad,
you know?
people. Come on. Oh, shit. Maybe
Oh, Jake's got a bag.
What's in the bag, Jake? Maybe he's a goddamn snake. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tyson tearing off his
Oh,
shirt.
DX. Oh, my God.
Holy shit, man.
Dude, he's getting back in shape. So is
Dude, yeah.
Holyfield.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yep. I've seen the training videos. He's still.
53, bro.
I wouldn't fuck with him if I had, like you said, a chainsaw. I wouldn't fuck with him, you know.
I'm gonna fuck you when you
Look
do
at
it.
him throwing up the double bicep. That's fucking great.
Get him crossroads right here.
Yep. Right into the crossroads. And that looked horrible. Oh, whole
Oh!
time rolls through.
Curtain call. Oh, no.
Oh, another crossroads. Oh, Cody Rhodes, your first ever TNT championship. Well, I guess if you can't be AEW World Champion, you'll be TNT
You create a
champion.
championship for yourself. Zack Ryder. Get up here, you little banana-looking motherfucker. I got ears to eat. Take it to her. Your dad had a black girlfriend, and I like that. That speaks volumes to me. I'll be a sapphire, baby. You just call me Ruby.
But he looks confused a lot of the times, Tyson, when he does shit like this. He really looks confused.
Alzheimer's, dementia, and a rock to the head will do it. Yes, this is the best day of my life. I'm so excited today. I'm going to feed my pigeons and tell them about what I did. I gave a boy a new title today. I made a boy's dream.
From one listener to another.
Well, we had a connection. A what? A connection. That's it, a connection.
Stop for a succotash.
You son of a bitch. Cody Rhodes is your, mine, and everybody's first ever AEW TNT champion. It's not Intercontinental. It's not European. Hell, it's not even United States. It's the TNT Championship. Dude, someone needs to hire me. I could be the best hype man that you've never known about. See, like, why couldn't you get AEW put across the top with a TNT? Yes, I could. Oh, here he is. Speaking of fucking dumbass.
Why is Marvette? He does not look good at all.
He looks like Gorilla Monsoon and Joseph Parks had a baby.
In '99 when Monsoon had cancer.
They're showing it right here. This is how the birth happened. Whose break is this?
I don't know.
MJF in his throat?
Pretty significant injuries, but I have to tell you, we can be real. The action, the injury is not as bad as the patient.
We're trying to figure out what this is.
Pretty amazing. I can understand. Doc, what can you tell us about the timetable for Dr. Britt's return? So, she's under
Britt
instruction.
Baker, okay.
No one cares. I personally don't, really. I really don't. I thought the best thing she has been part of is when Big Swole came out and said, "I'm married, baby!" And I was like, that's a good shot right there. I dig it. Other than that, I don't care. Britt Baker, you can strip down naked, have a half a hot dog sticking out your ass, and the other half can stick out of somewhere else, and I still would go at it.
Oh, Penelope Ford against Chris Statlander.
But if it's
Yeah. No disrespect
Was she
to the
in
women.
WWE?
Yeah, she was.
Was she just like a backstage bitch?
Yeah, and she did like ring announcing for NXT sometimes too.
She is the reason I have a horrible addiction to blondes that look like her. She's actually not the reason. But she's definitely not helping it. Oh. And then the weird alien girl, Chris Statlander. She's bizarre and she does a boop. That's all I got. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't crammed full of information on this one. These two ladies are battling for supremacy. They're fighting for dominance. There's absolutely nothing.
I mean, I don't know if they like promoted this on AEW Dark or something like that, but a couple of these matches, like the MJF one, they really didn't promote like they should have for a pay-per-view. You know,
they promote him. Well, no, they did.
Not as much as you would think.
Because the week that I'm on of NXT of AEW is the third week before this. That's when they announced.
Yeah.
MJF is going to be wrestling him. So they literally only announced it 3 weeks prior. And only had 2 weeks to even build on it if they even did. So, not enough time.
Yeah, especially with a character as good to do things with as MJF. That so versatile that you can do so much with. That's what I was saying.
I get you.
Before I fucked up.
It's all right then. It's fucking hot in here, people. I'm
really
sweating.
Statlander won, if anybody cares.
These people have probably seen my scratch my balls at least 1,000 times since we recorded. Get your fingers off the screen, you dirty bitch. You just booped your nose. I don't mind her because it's very different, but there's no what's to it.
Yeah.
Sean takes it from the rear, spears.
Coming out in a suit. I don't know if he's actually going to
I'll
wrestle.
talk for him. I'm Sean. Oh, I got cut off. Ladies and gentlemen, the husband of the former wife of Terry Runnels, Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, Brandy. Oh, Dusty came up from behind.
This match started because it was just they needed something to do. Goldie was bleeding in a bad match one way or another, and talking. What happened to Blood and Guts? Was that ever a thing?
Yeah, they were going to do it before all this.
And then they just pushed it back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were going to do it as a big special on TNT, and then the coronavirus.
Whoa!
Why do you have Tully Blanchard's face on
Ladies
your
and
balls?
gentlemen, I just saw a quick ass shot, and as Dave just mentioned, there's a picture, and it's not even like it's printed on it. It was just glued on it.
Like Rob Conway wants his tights back, you know.
Did he have a picture?
He had a picture of himself on his tights.
I thought he didn't have a picture of Tully.
I don't know, maybe. I don't
You know what? It's not as weird as everybody thinks, because I actually keep a picture of Barry Windham on the front of my crotch.
Yeah.
4 Horsemen, baby, all day. He was the biggest guy. That means he has the biggest dick. In theory, put that on my dick, gives me big dick status, right?
Is he stalking your balls? Because
He was the
stalker.
stalker. Goldust just won this announced but impromptu match.
I mean, it gave us the chance to see Brandy again, so that's a
Oh,
good thing.
Brandy, you're a fine girl. Oh, yes, you are. Here it is. AEW, it all started September 5th. All out. I don't know who that is.
Oh, she's a Japanese wrestler that's 22 years old that committed suicide because of cyberbullying.
Oh my God, people. I'm going to sound like a piece of shit. I'm absolutely going to sound like a piece of shit. But get the fuck off the internet if you have that much hate coming into your life. And I understand maybe you're a celebrity and that's kind of how you get publicly known and shit. But
I mean, there might be more to it.
There
than
could
that,
be
but
more
that's
to
what
it.
everybody's
And
talking
I'm not
about.
specifically talking about this young lady. Of course, she passed away. We want to pay respect. But cyberbullying? Come on, people. Don't read it. Don't take the time to read it. It's not like if you and I are sitting here together and I just said something and you didn't have enough time to react like this to walk away from it, right? But if I handed you a note with a horrible message to it and you knew it wasn't going to be good, who's that on? I'm not saying committing suicide that's your own thing. But a lot of people, celebrity-wise, if you listen to podcasts, you'll often hear them, unless they ask you for it, don't read the comments. Don't read what people say. Because once you open that pathway into that negative zone, you're going to get sucked down, and then you're going to critique everything they say. You're going to take everything to heart. I mean, look at the guy, people from Star Wars. Okay? The kid that was Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1. Because he got so much hate from the fans, he's like a criminal now. And it's like, don't listen to that. Maybe if I was in that position, but I'm also very strong-headed and I don't allow myself to think like that. So I hope for the best. I guess I'm coming on harsh, but I do hope for the best. Because don't let other people control you to that degree. I get shit, times are hard, things are crazy, the world's a fucking mess right now. But cyberbullying, that's awful. Because I know there was a porn actress that died from that. Mark Adius was telling me, that's his thing. He was telling me there was a porn actress that, it's like, one, like, you're in porn, you're going to get critiqued a lot. Like, what did you think? You know what I mean? Like, not saying it's right or wrong, but that's my friendly message. That's a public service announcement. You can fucking do as you want with it. She's very attractive, and I mean, I hate to say that because she's dead, but like, she's a very attractive girl. Now, does she wrestle anywhere other than anywhere I've ever heard of?
As far as I know, only in Japan. But she might have done indies too. I didn't know who she was. You know, but. And I think because the death of Shad is so, prevalent, that it's getting that much love as well. So.
Yeah. You see that? That goes okay with you.
Yeah.
It's very small. This is the transgender division. She's gonna win it.
I do like Sheeta. I
I
like
do
her
too.
too. Yeah.
We're gonna fast forward through the men's match. Tony Schiavone. I'm Tony Schiavone, and I have a podcast with Conrad Thompson, and we talk about things that I never really thought I'd talk about before. And I have to say, Conrad, what happened when? And here I am, Boomer Sooners, go Schiavone.
I think on that one though, they kind of need to get away from the watch along thing a little bit sometimes. Because
That's all the Bischoff ones is anymore.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I don't. Because half the time I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Never seen it. So it's interesting.
But
Akira Shida!
But I did like it when they were talking about specifically just Goldberg or something like that. It's not my podcast, so.
But you know what is our podcast? The Comic Wrestling Podcast. It's the best podcast ever. Because only on our podcast podcasts are you going to get ridiculous shit like that from your hosts. You can listen to a lot of podcasts. Hell, you could watch a lot of podcasts. But which ones would you rather listen to and would you rather watch than ours? I tell you, none of them. None of them have the timing, the funny, the stories, the legendary awesomeness that our podcast has. You can listen to What Happened When. You can listen to Something to Wrestle With. You can listen to fucking Shooting Blanks with Ryback. You can listen to the Kevin Smith podcast. You can listen to them all. But I promise you one thing. You will find pure, unaltered, semi-sexual bliss when you walk with the wrestling podcast. Like I said, dude, I'm the hype man for us today.
What the fuck? I can't even add to that.
Dude, I'm all about the show.
I think we need to be in the heat more often now.
I'm all about it, Daddy. I'm feeling it from the feet up, and I'm about ready to take off because I actually need another drink. Is that Shakira? Shirihara? She looking fucking sexy as all hell in that little red outfit.
Are you just fast forwarding through the intros, or are you just kind of
Fast forward.
again? No disrespect to the women.
Absolute disrespect. No. Unless you're gonna beat her with that thing, don't bring it out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fast forward here, instead of here and there. I do like, before I forget, that their nameplates for their champions are gold,
Yeah.
which I think is cool. It's a little flavor. But I went and I watched The Tiger King. Have you watched that? No. You couldn't find a better episode of Heavens to Murgatroyd, what would it be? You couldn't find a better episode of the Jerry Springer Show while tripping on acid, walking through the fucking Bermuda Triangle. It's that type of, what the fuck did you just say? I've never seen anything like that in my life. The fact that it's even real makes me wonder what is life. Dude, it's crazy. You should really watch it. Just to see how fucked up it is.
I've seen the hype on it, all the memes and all
Oh
that shit.
man, wait, when you see it, you're like, wait till they do a movie on this guy. Holy Christ, people will see that. This is crazy. I mean, it's a 20-year story basically, and it just ended in 2019 in real life. Like the Tiger King just got put in prison in 2019, a year ago, and he's sentenced to 22 years. Like 22 years starting this year, basically. So,
and when he gets out, he'll be one of the most famous people on the fucking planet.
if he gets out,
Yeah.
he might die in there
Yeah.
because he's gay. He's probably riddled with AIDS. Like, he had 2 husbands for like 15 years, and throughout this documentary, both of the husbands are like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even gay. Like, I just got caught up in the lifestyle. Like, for 15 years you sucked dick and you weren't gay? But
To me, that
might be a little gay.
That might be the definition.
You can suck a dick one time in your life if you're a dude. I'll give you a pass. You might have been curious. You might have been drunk. You might have been doing a fucking salad for a buddy.
You might have needed money. Who
You might
knows?
need money, man. Times are hard. 2020, recession times. Hikaru Hoshida! She has won the championship! What were you just saying? We just kind of went
We were
off.
talking about the Tiger King and being gay and sucking dick and
Yeah, you can suck a dick once in your life. I give you a pass, right? You suck a dick for 15 years and you tell me you ain't gay? Motherfucker, you are either a liar or you are the straightest motherfucker I've ever known in my life.
Is that just to prove you don't like it? You know, 15
Dude, I ain't
years
gay,
ago?
but I'll let him fuck me in the ass because Mike Tyson did, and I liked it. But I ain't gay. I ain't gay because I ain't gay. But the show is a trip, man. Like, he carries a gun around him at all times, so producers or whoever are like, why do you got a gun? And he just leans up against the wall like the Margo Man. For people. Oh, okay, what do you mean? I'd shoot you dead before I'd shoot one of my cats. He talks just like that. Like, he has country music. One of the songs is, I don't even remember the lyrics, but I saw a tiger And now I understand. Because that tiger, he saw a man. Like, what in the fuck, dude?
What the fuck are you doing in your backwoods? Fucking,
Math.
You know, probably.
They say it.
Yeah.
We do math. They ain't got, all of them are missing their top teeth. And they even say, they're like, yeah, it's meth mouth. And one of them smiles and he's got like half a tooth. And the fucking thing is screaming, get me out of here! Get me out of here! We'll get back to the action. Hakura Shida. I'm sorry. Yorokosaki Hakiru Shida is now your third ever. Oh no. Yes. Third ever women's champion.
And I like how they brought a lot of the Japanese women in to build up the division at the beginning, and they've kind of scaled that back.
What are you talking about? Really? You've got your third champion is Chinese or Japanese dirty
they're not.
boobies.
They're not. They were doing like 6-woman tags all the time with like
I get
3 or 4.
that.
That's what I mean. They had a bunch of them.
But what did they build up? They built up the Japanese women.
Well, they built up Nyla Rose pretty heavy.
She's of a Filipino descent, which is an Asian. Am I wrong?
I don't know what her fucking descent is. I didn't even know about the fucking transgender thing.
I didn't either, honestly. And I think at one point I said I think she was attractive for a big woman. I ain't gay. I ain't never sucked a dick for 15 years, bud. He was 14. I know when the cap is, and I did not oversee it. This show is just nuts today. It's nuts. It's hot. We're having a good time. It's balls to the wall or inside your pant leg, stuck to your thigh. Who knows?
It's swamp ass day. It's
Oh,
definitely.
bud, swamp ass. I feel as soon as I stand up, it's going to be like the floodgates have opened and Hoover Dam has been broke.
You know, JR kind of looks confused a lot on these broadcasts.
Shivani, is this WCW? When is Ed Ferrara coming in?
Shivani, do you have any blue chew? Because
My boner is more like a floppy, wet, sucking noodle that I didn't boil. No, sir. I filled the pot full of hot water, put my hard noodle in it, and over time, it has just withered away into nothing but a sucky dream and a lost hope. Shivani, I need your goddamn guidance. 2020 has been very difficult for me. I'm over here on AEW, and King is back on Monday Night Raw, by God, who is on SmackDown.
did they bring back Coach?
Is the coach there? I tell you, that son of a bitch. He has the whitest black ass I have ever seen in my life.
It's still got the spray paint on it.
It still has DX spray paint on it because he never left that light. He stayed in that spotlight of being DX's bitch for over 20 years. Do you understand what it's like to be a bitch for 20 years? We're having too much fun today. Ladies and gentlemen, cross-eyed Brody Lee. Hey, I just watched this. This is what I just witnessed this. Now, I would like to think that the other members of the Shield would come out and help him, but these are days gone by in times that have been forgotten. Oh shit! Look at him walk.
I mean, one has leukemia, the other one gets, women pregnant. So,
But does that make sense to you, David? He got a woman pregnant. By God, she's been going as a man for the last year. She is the first man to ever get pregnant by another man. By God, do you know what that means?
That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger, because
Twins. But that was pharmaceutically injected into him. Where this is another man has laid with another man. I can't even do it anymore. It's so much fun. Man, I don't even care if it's appropriate anymore. It's fun. You tell me how that happens. How do you take two prongs of a light and stick them together and get electricity? You need it. You need an innie and a goddamn outie. This is just straight biological math.
They even call them male and female connections.
This is true, but she is the man. So who is he? Is he the? He is just. He is not an identity. I know what he is lately. He is a bun-wearing, no fun having, corporate piece of dog shit that has been stuck to the bottom of a shoe for too goddamn long, and the smell has worn, but he has stained the bottom of that shoe and everything that has been stepped on. I don't even know. I don't know, man. Yeah. What is going on out here? This is the Dark Order. I gotta say, the one thing that I find absolutely goddamn... Now, let's talk about logic in wrestling, Dave.
There's logic in wrestling.
You gotta look for the logic in wrestling. Now, these two gentlemen, I forget their names, but they have been inducted into the Hall of the Dark Order. The little bald one and the long-haired, dark-haired one. Now, they have been constituents, if you will, to the Dark Order. There they are, right there in the background. Now, they carry their masks to the goddamn ring, and then put the goddamn masks on during the goddamn match. Do you see what I'm saying? Shouldn't the only goddamn one in the whole goddamn group be the leader who does not wear a mask? What is the point of giving them a mask to say you have been accepted if you do not wear the mask? Christ, even that Vanguard 1 wore the inner circle shirt the next time you saw him. I mean, their face masks say AEW, and these motherfuckers don't even need to be wearing a mask. Do you see what I'm saying to you, Dave?
I see
Can you fill in the blanks for me? Maybe I'm a little outdated on my wrestling.
or you're just using logic.
There is a giant red guy outside the ring. I think Logic, he is not the champion. What the fuck? Where is the logic? Can we go back to the logic of wrestling, please? When the Haiti Kid was getting his head shaved by Roddy Piper, that was logical. Because no little man is going to be able to fight off two big grown men and stop it from getting his hair cut. It's just proportionally not going to happen. He's too little.
He's just a little man.
Somebody needs to stop me. I'm having a lot of fun today.
Me too.
If you can't tell, I will tell you how much fun I am having. I am having so much fun.
They are kind of drawing the entrances out a little bit on this, though. And I'm kind of over him coming out of the crowd, too. Like, I get that you're the rebel and all that stuff,
But
but...
let me ask you something, Dave. Dave. This is a question with logic as the answer. When you come out of the crowd, can I ask you just one simple thing? What do you need there to be when you come out of a crowd? What, no, I'm not questioning you. I'm not questioning you. I'm adding.
That's true.
I'm adding to what it is.
When there's nobody there,
What is the appeal?
what's the point?
Who are you pandering to? You need to come out of where the wrestlers are. Okay?
I got you.
Like I'm here for you. Now, what was the point of the jacket? If you're gonna jack it off, just get in the ring and jack it off. Why is he out there? Why is the bookworm Weasel William out there at ringside with his transgender boyfriend, blue-haired diamond cutter? I don't know what their names are. I have no idea. I know the one is the librarian, and the other one's the other librarian. I don't know who they are.
I know the girl's name is Leva Bates. I can't. And Peter Avalon. That's the other.
So one's name is Peter Bates. And I just made a jack-off reference next to two people named Peter Bates. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot write this shit.
And who would want to?
Probably fucking Vince Russo, bro.
Bro.
Next week on the Comic Wrestling Podcast, bro, Vince Russo's going to be here. He's going to tell you how he wrote all of our stuff, bro. He's going to wear a fucking hockey jersey, bro. We're going to have a podcast on the pool match, bro. Bro. Do the gentlemen in the ring that are wearing red shirts and masks know that they need to get the fuck out of the goddamn ring for this match to start?
Because you know Moxley's just going to start punching
I
people.
believe, this is going to be one or the other will run at the other and create a, what do the kids call it when they go to a concert? It's a wall of death. You cannot announce him as the champion, Brody. You are clearly delusional.
Like we are in this heat.
Oh, bud.
Well, I don't think he would have as much of an impact as he has right now with the other members of the Dark Order, you know, Evil Uno.
And who would have thought, like, when the Dark
Grayson.
Order first came along, like, that would have been... You just look at that as a throwaway tag team for now. But
Yep. But I think him having the time to himself with the followers, you know, other than those two, has really helped.
ladies and gentlemen, John Moxley, he, for some reason, is not the world champion, but he is undefeated. You tell me the logic there. Vicky Guerrero is out at ringside. You tell me why. Because, good God, I could not give you a better reason other than her last name is Guerrero. Honestly.
Maybe that she's there for Sammy Guevara,
Who is the
new
modern day
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, all the security's out of the ring now. That's great. So that was fucking pointless.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your World Heavyweight Championship match. John Moxley, formerly in WWE, known as Dean Ambrose, and Brody Lee, the Enchanted One. That's not it.
Sounds like a Disney. Brody Lee, the Enchanted One.
That was a JR thing. You would have said something stupid like that, but kept going. The Exalted One, I apologize. Formerly known in WWE as, oh my God, he fell over. I meant to say he was known as Eric Rowan. I just kid. Braun Strowman. I'm just still kidding. He was the one everybody loved. Brodus Clay. I'm kidding again. I am kidding. We're having fun here today, ladies and gentlemen.
Brodus Clay, who, if you've ever gotten an autograph from him, just signs BC. Which is some bullshit.
Why? Because he was known as Luke Harper. There's Big Swole. For some reason, he wants to knock her the fuck out. I'd like to see him knock out Pineapple Pete because I think that would just be
Jericho will probably come out on the ramp and applaud.
Pineapple Pete. Was Jericho not on this? Was he wrestling?
Because they have the Elite against the Inner Circle and the Stadium Stampede match. That's the main event.
I lied to our fans. I declared this the main event. I'm a liar on recorded camera. This is detrimental to my character. I've been wanting to get up for like the last.
So get up, Jesus.
I'm just.
You don't want to move because you're afraid.
I know it's going to be hotter over there. There ain't a goddamn fan. Little dog, would you like to retrieve a drink for me?
The dog's looking like the dog needs a drink.
Yeah.
So both guys have done suicide dives already.
Tope CSO he does. That's what JR says. I think I heard him say the other day what someone did, and he goes, they went through the bottom rope. He goes, how is it? What is it? A tope suicida?
Yeah.
He goes, I think that was a Lope suicida. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You're reaching there, JR.
King's right in his shit.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. My God, it's hot. My God.
Oh, it looks like Moxley's trying to do a German suplex onto the guardrail. And that was a ginger throw into the guardrail by Brody Lee. I don't know. This match isn't that great so far. But I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really expect much from this match.
This should have been, because that doesn't make any sense to me. Here we are, back at the Comic Wrestling Podcast. This is the Wrestling Ring, and you are watching AEW's Double or Nothing, presented to you by the Comic Wrestling Podcast. So here is another question I'd like to ask you as soon as I can think of it again. It just slipped my mind. What were you saying about something?
That this isn't really a good match
Yes.
so far.
Now, they did a match a few weeks back with... Now, I want you to answer me. They did a match a few weeks ago with John Moxley and the other Oklahomian, Jake Hager, in a empty arena. What the fuck have they been wrestling in for the last month and a half, Dave?
An empty fucking arena.
God.
But there was no other wrestlers in there, so it wasn't the same.
There was still a referee. It ain't that goddamn... It ain't... You know, Rob Zombie said it best. Two can keep a secret if one is dead. It's not a goddamn empty arena if you've got 3 people, 2 people, hell, even 1. It's not empty. Because you've got a cameraman. You've got multiple cameramans. It's... Bug on. That's all I gotta say. Bug on.
Now this match is kind of dragging.
I not like your last name.
No.
Dragging. It's not his last name. People. His last name is Deadly Dave Bagod. A pile driver! Bagod! Bagod! Oh wow, it's like he's sorry for that. He's hugging him so hard.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to drop you on your goddamn neck.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, just
It's okay.
it's okay, yeah.
But this should have been the Jake Hager and Johnny Knoxville there
Yeah.
fight. Or this should have been like a street fight.
This is a match you could have done on Dynamite.
Dynamite!
And had the match with him and Hager
Yeah.
here, yeah, that's true.
Because there's more build between him and Hager.
Yep.
John, what do you do?
Like, I think it would have made more sense for Lee to attack him after this and then get a title match afterwards.
Steal the title back.
Yeah, steal it after this. I think it would have been made more of an impact.
But God, I think he's going to try to put him up on them stairs that are at least 2,000 tons.
I know they get more heavy every time.
And it's 2020, so they're detrimentally bigger because the wrestlers are just so huge now.
Oh!
Come on, was that meant to happen?
I don't know, but he looked like he got kicked right in the balls.
Because the double clothesline thing, yeah, like that's a spot. And a double drop kick is a spot in the ring when you're chain wrestling. But that was just like Brody Lee knew he was going for a drop kick and said, no. Fuck you.
Oh, that looked, yeah, he caught him right in the fucking,
You caught him right in the fucking?
Yeah, right in
Can
the
you
fucking.
explain on the body where the fucking is?
It's when he's around Renee Young, that's where the fucking is.
God, I like that answer. You can see Billy Gunn right there. That's a bad spot.
Oh, the fucking back of his calves on the fucking guardrail. And I like how there's just casino chips everywhere on the tables and all that stuff, and that's just such good shit. They really do put thought into most of the stuff they do. You know what I mean?
Because let me ask you something. I'm going to ask you something about logic. Why is Marco Stunt in the goddamn wrestling world? I get Zach Gowen, he was a goddamn attraction. But Marco Stunt is a little boy that never grew up to be a little boy. He stayed a baby. He is a little...
He's just a baby.
He's just a baby. He is the rest of that hand that the great Mae Young gave birth to.
Oh.
He didn't really develop because his mother was smoking cigars while banging big black chocolate. Hey,
He had a heart condition to begin with.
did you see the Twitter war between him and Leo Rush?
No.
I guess at one point when
I
Leo...
heard that he wanted to sue Leo Rush for it.
Yes, because like Leo Rush lost, like, I don't know the tip of the tap part of that. But Mark Henry tried giving him some words of advice at one point, and Leo Rush just didn't want to hear it because it was obviously a bad time in his life. So then Mark Henry had said something else like, hey, you know, whatever, blah, 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 just passing it off. And then Leo Rush just kind of went in a tangent and he literally says, you give black people a bad name. You're the reason we will never be successful in this business. And so Mark Henry wants to sue him for slander, which I don't understand how that's slander. He's not publicizing it. He's not going to the newspaper. That, to me, if anything, that's like harassment. Because
you could say
to
that
me,
about a lot of shit.
well, if I said to you, or if you said to me, either one, you called me white trash, right? Is that slander? If you called me a douchebag, is that slander?
No, it's true.
Well, it's true, right. But it's not like you're going above and beyond to market that. You're not promoting what your thought is, you're just expressing it, right?
I mean, yeah, and if you go that route, every fucking wrestling promo that anybody's ever cutting somebody down is fucking slander.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I would leave it as, let him just look stupid, because you saying that is a complete slap in the face to what Kofi Kingston has just become,
yeah,
you know, a while back. That son is always right in your eyes, isn't it?
that's fine.
It's not. Hey, get out of his fucking eyes, son! We are the podcast that delivers people. Oh, you want another plug? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the podcast world proudly brings to you its greatest podcast champions in the world. It's the Double D, Deadly Dave, the ACE, Ace Williams, who is a wild card. They are the Comic Wrestling Podcast.
I am the double D that enjoys double Ds.
Double dicking. You heard it here first, folks. Ah, how do you get them? Just like that.
And that shows you how kind of boring this match has been, folks.
That's not boring.
It's not
It just shows you the kind of excitement we bring, bud. We are so exciting. We bring the dead back to life. And if you don't believe that, you bring me your dead dog Skippy, and I'll see what I can do for you.
It might not work, but damn it, we'll try.
Was that his name in Ready to Rumble, Skippy? My dog Skip died a few years ago. Because he says that, he goes, Jimmy the King can raise the dead. He's a fucking joke in that movie. But they think he can raise the fucking dead. Oh my God. I will rule you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't tuned in yet, you need to tune in. And if you've tuned out, I don't blame you. It's been a hell of a ride. Look at Big Swole in the background.
Trying so hard.
I don't know how I feel about her. The Swole. The big Swole.
It's the 2020 Jazz.
It's like the 2020 Rockacana.
Wow.
Just,
I was trying to give her some kind of credit, but
I mean, no! Jazz is one bad bitch. Swole is just a bitch. She ain't done nothing bad yet. Didn't Jazz make an appearance on AEW?
yeah.
The chips are down! I'm going to do the rest of the show.
Moxie's going all in.
as Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
Well, let me tell you, you son of a bitch, I've beaten them all. I am the goddamn greatest of all time. I ain't going to sell to Hogan.
Except for Brock Lesnar, because I wouldn't lay down for that motherfucker.
I ain't going to lay down for it. Him and Goldberg gave me the biggest goddamn pop at WrestleMania 20 I ever had, and I didn't do a goddamn thing.
Oh,
Oh,
paradigm
shit!
shift through the ramp.
Look at that, baby boy. They could have got blisters, and baby sisters.
And the doctor coming over as if he didn't know it was going to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the straight doctor of thugonomics.
And that's the doctor that CM Punk got sued by because he said all
Is it?
kinds of shit about. Oh, yeah. Dr. Sampson.
Want to talk to Samson? The doc made a motherfucking accusation.
He had sex with my mama. Why?
It was a relation. Wow! Mother of Christ almighty, I love it. But God, you think they fucking went to China? But God, figure out the cure for the corona while
Even
you're
Jerry
down there.
Lynn is out there, for God's
But
sakes.
God, I didn't realize that was Jerry Lynn because his hair's cut. God, he always looked like a blonde
How did
Jesus.
Jerry Lynn get a haircut? Nobody can get a haircut right now.
He was like a blonde Jesus. I saw...
I don't like to picture Jesus with a tuxedo shirt that says I'm formal, but I also know how to
I
party.
like to party. And that right there is the legend that is Jerry Lynn. Oh my, but God!
He has a crimson mask.
But God, he is
Not a Dark Order mask.
He is,
a
he
crimson
is not
mask.
wearing one of them black masks. But God, he is blooded. But God. See Vince Russo in Oklahoma. This is how you do a parody.
You don't make fun of the actual affliction that he had. You
You
just
make
do the
fun
voice.
of the fucking voice.
You don't torture your face up to look like you had a stroke. You just make fun of the voice.
Right. In my new name, they just call me the Southern Belle. Ding ding, the Southern Belle is here. Oh my God.
A super paradigm shift.
Oh God, he DDT'd him. Do you think it is coincidence that Dean Ambrose, I mean John Moxley, he does a DDT, and we have often referred to him as when he was in WWE as a modern Jake the Snake with his slow, methodical techniques. Do you find it oddly strange that Jake the Snake Roberts and him are in the same company at the same time?
I mean, it's quite coincidental. I don't know about it.
Well, that was the question I asked. You absolutely answered it in the most appropriate fashion. You did not bullshit. You did not hover and beat around the bush. You went right in for the kill. Shawn Michaels would not know what to do with you because he would only think you're there not to kill him, but you should be. Because you don't hunt what you cannot kill. Shawn Michaels is a legend to some. But to me, he stole Sonny from a Canadian kid, a good Canadian kid, and fucked the whole WWF up with his, I lost my goddamn smile, I'm sad, I'm going to do porn, I put sausages in my pants, I have Jesus by my side, I can't see straight. What is going on in 2020 with Shawn Michaels? Ladies and gentlemen.
I shaved my head and look
Oh
horrible.
my God. But God.
You had one of the worst matches ever
Oh God.
in Saudi Arabia.
Of all goddamn places. Over there for the Saudis, not even to respect.
Which I guess in the newest episode of the Undertaker documentary, even Triple H admits that was one of the shittiest matches ever.
It really was. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot dismiss the fact that a Double or Nothing, John Moxley just did not make the big man Brody Lee tap out. He straight stone cold him and made him pass out in his own blood. Ladies and gentlemen, do you not see the similarities of Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Moxley? I mean, I remember in Austin's very last match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat that he DDT'd him right through the rampway just the same manner. And Jerry Lynn was there as well.
He was Mr. JL at the time, but he was there.
He was there. And you know who was also there? Pineapple Pete. He was pissed. He was only Pineapple Petey at the time because he was a child. But here he is, all grown up in AEW, looking like a goddamn schmuck. John Moxley his next challenger is who, Dave? Who is challenging for the championship next.
I don't know.
You absolutely do know.
I mean, Brian Cage does.
That should be the way it works. That is how a number one contender spot works. And if you've been following AEW for the last month, you would see that they show you the rankings week by week because it actually means something here in AEW.
Unless you're Brody Lee, and then you go right to the front of the fucking pack.
Yeah, let me ask you a question on logic. On logic again. L is the word of the day, or is the letter of the day. And it represents logic. I'm going to use the word now in a sentence. Wrestling does not use logic when it should. That's it. That's all I got. What is this? What is this? What is this?
Jazz wears
What does Jazz wear?
another historic milestone.
Cody Rhodes destroying a throne that looked similar to Triple H's. Wow, that looks a lot.
Oh, we're announcing the action figures are coming out this summer.
The Young Bucks, baby! Oh, Kenny Omega, you can only put him in one position.
In lifelike detail. Well, that's good because he has no charisma, so the action figure will have as much charisma as him.
Woo! I didn't know they were getting
Bros.
figures.
That's cool. What do you think about them being with Pac as the Death Triangle? Anything with Pac?
I feel like Pac is going to hold them down.
Yep.
Look, he's already got one.
It's not needed.
Oh, you're in. Create your own. Oh. Well, son of a bitch. Can we create, get our own figure made of ourselves?
That would be fucking cool.
Because that would be really cool. Give me a Jake Roberts one. Make me a Jake the goddamn Snake Roberts action figure.
August 2020.
But
That's
God,
really
that's
cool.
only a few. But God. That's like his. But God! Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back to Double or Nothing AEW. I am longtime friend, Tony Schiavone. Schiavone, it's always a pleasure. And the man you can't trust because he's always wearing a goddamn mask. And who knows what kind of face he has under there? The goddamn Chinaman with a pimply face. You thought it was funny, didn't you, Excalibur? I am full of jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
He might be part of the Dark Order.
He's
just
a piece
keeps
of
his
shit.
mask down all the
I'll
time.
punch him right in the fucking face. I'm not a fan of Excalibur.
Not like you got to be a fan of everybody.
I think you do, though, don't you? I mean, look at Sting.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Justin Roberts, but you know,
Why not?
I don't like him as an announcer. I just don't. I don't like the way he does over the top.
John Cena!
And he would only do it for certain people.
Because you have to earn that. Why do you think Tony Chimmel said the rated R superstar? Because he earned that. He earned that moniker of superstar. Ladies and gentlemen,
now we're doing a recap of all the
We're going to
matches.
skip through it here because we already saw.
If you haven't watched the pay-per-view thus far,
thus far, but God, coming out with a new shirt is only going to say, listen to the podcast, but God. Did you ever see a snake? By the way?
Nope.
But God fucking liked it. Ow. I'm having a heart attack. I'm going to die. There it is. I died. My God, here we are. The main event. Oh, don't hear about it. He's talking again. You don't really need to see the intro for this.
Yeah, we're hyping up the Stadium Stampede match.
Kenny. Oh,
I like to call him Kenny No Mega.
my God.
Kenny No Mega.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we do this podcast is not just for shits and giggles. Because I tell you what, I've shit my pants during this one episode, then I have giggled. And if you have seen how much I have giggled,
Oh, cheerleaders with masks
crap.
on.
I've tried to stop it at Signer. But if you have seen this podcast, I have giggled more than I ever have in my life. So that means my pants are full of shit.
Oh,
This is pretty cool.
They've got the end zones painted with both logos. Jacksonville Jaguar cheerleaders.
I would like to just say that I found women very sexy,
And they are social distancing, which is good.
and I would love to get involved with any of those cheerleaders inner circle, if you know what I mean.
And the inner circle's coming out with football jerseys
They're
on.
coming out like a football team.
Yeah,
They're getting called
totally
out
like
one
a
by
football
one.
team.
Look at Jake Hager, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is the definition of a big, tall man that is strong.
Yeah, if you TV does not do that man justice,
He's a
he
scary
is a huge fucking dude.
And up next is, I thought it would have been Sammy Guevara.
Santana.
And here we go with
Ortiz,
with
who actually
Cheech
has a
Marin.
helmet on.
This is Cheech Marin of AEW. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Latin love sponge, Sammy Guevara. He is one half of the sexual gods. He is a fifth of the inner circle, and he is one whole ass. Those are the statistics.
I wonder if they'll sell those jerseys, because that'd actually be pretty bad.
I don't like their logo.
No.
No.
I like the Guns N' Roses logo.
That's why.
I
That I do like.
That
I don't
I
like
like.
that. That looks like the Journey logo
Yeah.
or Aerosmith song. I feel like for Chris Jericho, though, he could have come up with something a little bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, now your baby faces, Matt and Jeremy.
Generation Me. Oh no!
Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Let's start again. The Young Bucks
This is a really cool presentation. I like this. This is.
and their tag team partner. Deadly Dave thinks he's no mega, but here tonight he is one half of the tag team champions, Kenny Omega. And now,
broken.
Delete or Elite, the broken one, fresh off his WWE not very good run, Matt Hardy. And to bring this, is that it? No, there's one more. And to bring it all together, to make this team what it should be, he is the glue that is made from the horseshoe. He is the, I don't forget already.
You forget who it is?
I really do. Why am I drawing a blank? Don't tell me. I'll be a surprise because I'm like, oh yeah, this guy.
Oh, I guess he's not coming out yet.
Why does he have a broom? Oh,
Oh!
shit! Did you see that drop kick? Oh my god! That was straight up like the fucking. What the hell's the movie they all did? The Longest Yard. Why can't I? Well, let me rewind it. That was a straight up drop kick.
That's awesome.
Oh, I forgot their other tag team partner is the other half of the tag team champions. He's clearly not here, which means he has a beer. He will be near. Just give it time, baby, because he is the Hangman.
Doing his best James Storm.
Always wearing that John Deere shit during indie shows. Adam Page. I did a lot of cocaine earlier. A lot.
Well,
I injected it straight into my
Well, I
blood.
mean, I brought you packages that look like it, so, you know.
Straight up. I'm Sammy Guevara. I'm going to stand here so you can hit me with a fucking trash can.
Oh, that's gotta be rough, right on the fucking field.
You know what why I find this funny? Because these guys don't have a deal with Fox or ESPN or anything like that. But who does? The goddamn WWE! And they ain't doing nothing like this.
Yep. Nothing good.
Imagine this being aired on ESPN.
Yeah.
Football people are like, what? Why the fuck is this? I'll watch this.
Oh, Paige
my
is riding
God.
the horse!
But God, he can fuck himself in the horse that he rode in on it. That's exactly what they're saying.
Sammy, you know, he got hit with a golf cart, so he's running away from the horse. Sammy's got some hops. That motherfucker can run.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most unique match. This is the best tag team match I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, you got a guy coming in on a horse.
I'd rather see him come in on the horse than come in the horse.
I think most people would prefer that.
That's not true. Have you ever seen Clerks 2?
But that was a donkey.
Oh, it definitely was Kelly. Where's the stud?
Kelly can be a guy's name too. Hey. Jericho looks badass even in the fucking football outfit. Just, he is the greatest of all time. He's the fucking greatest. And like they're not doing like a picture-in-picture angle of what's.
No, I'm
you know
glad
what I mean?
because it's already a wide shot.
Yeah. And you can do good enough cuts where you don't have, you know, it doesn't look
Cuts?
all fucked.
I was outside all day. I feel my skin burning right now. It's a goddamn hot day today outside. This was funny. We were at my job. We have a box truck outside. We're pulling these giant mats, basically, out of the back of this truck. They've been in there for like a year. So in the top of one was a nest full of like baby mice. There were probably 10 baby mice and then the mom, right? So one of the guys we work with, he's kind of a tough guy, and this is what he does. Ah! We were like, what? And he's like, look! And we were like, oh, little baby mice! Right? So my boss, we're all outside, and he comes walking over, and he looks at the guy, and he goes, talking to Brandon, he goes, so, what happened? And the other kid, Chris and I are laughing our asses off at the whole thing. We're like, we just kind of freaked out over little baby mice. So our boss looks at me and goes, did you hit the mice with your purse after? It was so fucking funny. So, and I, because like I've always ranted and raved about Tony Atlas saying, if you can't laugh at yourself, don't laugh at nobody else. I can laugh at that story and I can talk about that story because later in the day, it was Chris, myself, and our boss, just the three of us outside. And, missed that shooting star fucking press. Or whatever, yeah. And, so, I didn't see it. Big fucking mouse came right out from behind in the truck we were in. Ran by me. I didn't see it, but Chris jumped from here to there, which made me like, whoa, what, dude? And our boss was behind us laughing his ass off so bad. And he goes, oh, little mouse, and you boys jump. And I looked at him, I said, you don't fucking say a word to nobody or I'll beat your ass, okay? It's like, don't tell nobody we did that. Because as soon as the Brandon kid shrieked about it, we all went inside and told everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy got scared by baby mice. But it was funny.
Oh, Jericho tripping up Kenny Omega.
Come on, let's say that. Oh my God, why do you call him No Mega?
Because it's true.
He is Kenny Alpha. Kenny Alpha, and now do you think it is coincidence that Matt Hardy is in AEW right now, tag teaming with Kenny Omega?
Because he used to have a promotion called Omega.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I smell what you cook.
I've cooked something quite
And it
delicious.
has barbecue sauce on it.
That's the only thing I cooked. I turned the grill on and I just poured barbecue sauce all over the
Just
coals.
lick the coals. You're good.
You'll be all right.
Oh, shooting star press to the outside, and he got more inner circle than he got anybody.
But God, there are broomsticks on a football field. When was the last time you saw a broomstick on a football field? But God, it doesn't make sense. You're not going to be out there sweeping grass. You would bring a weed whacker. What? By God, someone tell Kenny Omega, this is not New Japan. You don't do stupid gimmicks like that over here. They don't work. Our fans are stupid. They don't get it.
I mean, at least have the Mexicals out here with blonde deers.
Jesus,
mowing the field.
absolutely. Hoovy. Pinata on a pole match. Just last week, Russo came over to my house and we did a Mexican on a pole match. Motherfucker wouldn't fix the antenna to the TV. It was a catastrophe. Couldn't watch AEW. Couldn't listen to a podcast. Couldn't check out the Comic Wrestling Podcast, which I think everybody should. It's on Spotify. It's on Breaker. It's on YouTube.
It's on iTunes.
It's on Facebook. You'd be surprised how many people I talk to. They're like, send me a link. You're fucking friends with me on Facebook. Just go to my page. Go look it up. But God, everybody is just getting that extra goal.
You know, all you gotta do is you just put it into the search bar on any fucking podcast app and we're there.
But God.
It's not like it's a hard name to remember.
But God, it ain't.
It is really fun though to see our logo and stuff like that. Knowing that we're on that, you know, all those platforms and stuff. It's really cool.
It's cool. This is the part of the match where the referee needs to interfere and tell these gentlemen, this is fake. Why are you doing this? Just stop. You can all be friends. Looking like fucking, goddamn, he looks like, what is his name? I want to say Justin Long, but it is not. It is Paul London.
Does he have cookies? Is he doing a
He
promo
looked like
about a
Paul
cookie?
London.
He does.
But his hair's like, it looks like it's just kind of cut, right, like in that angle right there. Yep. What is the point of this match? But God, you're not a football, son. You don't go through the upper fourth. But God, son, but God. But God. But God, please don't die. But God.
Oh! Moonsault off the fucking goalpost.
I think you could have done it from the ladder because it was the same height and it was less of a risk.
There, Jericho's not going to get pinned. What's wrong with you?
There's a cone in the
cones.
color of Omega. Do you think that is coincidence? Ortiz, he is definitely not Big Poppy. He is more like little I. He is super tan, almost black, if you will.
He's not doing blackface. He's just looking black.
Ladies and gentlemen, two former ECW heavyweight champions are feuding with each other who has lost the championship to one another. Right? Didn't Or did Swagger win it from Mark Henry? And no, Swagger beat Matt Hardy for the championship.
Did he beat Matt Hardy or did he beat Tommy Dreamer?
Siri, Alexa, how does that shit work? I don't understand. Google! Ladies and gentlemen, I am not tech savvy. Savio Vega. I don't understand how Matt Hardy wrestles in that jacket. I would have taken that fucking thing off. And then you got this guy, he's just riding around on a horse.
Swagger beat Matt Hardy.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yep, you're right.
That was over like 10 years ago now.
It's crazy.
To think where these two guys were at that point and where they are now.
Hangman Page is so drunk that he has no idea how to get back to the field that he was in on the horse, so he's just riding the horse around.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's talking to the horse. I think he makes love to that thing. I saw him earlier in the dressing room with that horse, and he said, and I quote, "I am going to fuck you till you like it."
So he's taking his
Mike Tyson has been in the ear of a lot of gentlemen lately.
and not biting the ear.
Not
in
biting
the ear.
them, like in them. Matt Hardy is bleeding from the head, or just his hair is. I apologize. Just his hair is bleeding.
Stevie Ray wants his gimmick back with the slapjacks.
And you ever notice it's blacks or Mexicans that use that?
Yep. Conan did. Yep.
Is it a stereotype or is it just like, tell me?
It's a stereotype if it's true.
No.
No.
Yeah, actually, I think, well, every stereotype derives from truth, or there wouldn't be a stereotype on it. Like, this is no joke, and I'm going to say it just like this. We've said it on the podcast before. Black people love fried chicken. Why do I know this? Because we went to a Popeyes, and we are white. We are white.
God.
We are white. But we love chicken, too. I'm not saying only black people like chicken. But the stereotype is black people really love their chicken. Fried chicken,
and
right?
if you were around this gentleman,
Not even gentlemen. How many black people were in there getting chicken that day? Almost out the goddamn door, was it not?
but this one
But
gentleman
this one
was
guy
hyping
wanted
up the chicken sandwich more than you were hyping up the podcast today.
God damn, I gotta. Yo! Give us some chicken sandwiches! Give us a podcast and give us death! This is the Comic Wrestling Podcast. We are the wrestling ring and the comic shop on every other fucking episode. He's Deadly Dave. I'm the wild card. Check us out.
He's never been more of a wild card than on this episode.
That's kind of true. Just feeling it, man. I'm in a weird state of mind. Outside of my life, I've got some weird things going on, some conflicting issues, and I think it's all just, oh, fuck a lucky ding dong. It's all manifesting itself in a weird way in my life right now. So I say to the people that hear me and know me, take this fund me while I'm here, because I'm probably going to turn into a miserable prick at some point once again. It's pretty much a public service announcement. I'm glad, I was thinking this the other day, I'm glad I didn't really get to know these guys at LAX.
Yeah.
Because to me, they are nothing but pride and glory.
Right.
I don't think of them as like, well, okay, they're just doing the same shit they did in TNA. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a wheelchair there, which makes me wonder one thing. What happened to the individual that needed that wheelchair?
And why does that wheelchair have duct tape in it?
These are questions that we would like to know.
And I don't want to
Is that
know about
cool?
Dick's wings.
What the fuck kind of football stadium has a pool? Are you kidding me?
That's weird. Does the
Dick's wings.
Does the Jaguar swim in the pool?
From what I understand, cats do not like water.
I guess Ortiz is afraid to swim.
Well, he shouldn't be. He's goddamn Mexican. How the fuck do you think he got here? Sorry. Well, I told you that in wrestling now, the only goddamn thing that's going to work is old shit. And a lot of wrestlers now, they do a lot of new shit by grabbing each other by the dick.
It's the pool of reincarnation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm baffled. I am absolutely baffled. Did they edit this? Is he going to come back out as the regular? Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Matt
shit.
Facts. Holy shit.
No, it's matter of fact. Matt can hold his breath for 345 seconds. 6 seconds. Oh, look what he's wearing!
Oh.
V1! Dude, that's badass. Dude, that's sick.
That's really cool.
AEW, you guys just won. That's awesome, dude. Yes! They just murdered him. They just murdered him! Okay, this is the problem I had with WrestleMania. Undertaker killed AJ Styles live, recorded, and nobody did it. Oh, he's alive. He's alive. Ladies and gentlemen, I lied to you once again. Now they should come back out as babies, little babies.
Just have one of his kids do it.
Right.
Have Maxwell come out.
Little Max will come out. Now, does that give a whole new term to wetback? Ladies and gentlemen, I am trying to understand. By the way, if you didn't realize that was my gym corner that I was trying out. Is it all right?
I figure, yeah.
You just got to talk wild and have a southern accent and tell people their opinions are fucking wrong and your opinion is fucking right, and it doesn't matter if it's there on paper. Vince McMahon does not like it when you sneeze. You just gotta commit. I don't know if it's a good gym coordinate, but I think it's better than fucking Pritchard's. Well, I don't know.
Richard doesn't really do many of the impressions anymore.
No.
He's kind of gotten away from what made it popular. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that podcast is just it's all right, but it's not one that I flock to anymore.
I still do it because I love Bruce, but I think there's too many of them. There's too many of the podcasts.
Yeah.
Especially with, and I'm not saying this is like in a negative way of Conrad, but with Conrad.
Yeah.
You're getting the same energy all the time.
And he's doing so many of them.
Right.
He's not putting as much into them as he was before.
Yep.
You know, when it was just, you know, the two with what happened when and then something to wrestle. I think for him it's more a job now than it was a
Well,
passion
another thing I
project.
don't understand, speaking of these podcasts, Bischoff has 83 weeks later with Conrad, and then he does after 83 weeks with 3 other people. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like some fat dude that literally looks like he's just sitting in his little man cave. Some like hot blonde chick, semi-hot, she's not that hot. And then some other like nerdy looking guy, and it's always Bischoff in his home. Like they're always like they always video record it, and they'll all take turns asking him questions. And they do it weekly, and it's literally called After 83 Weeks. And I'm thinking, one, Bischoff, that just seems weird to me that you would waste your time with 3 people that aren't really like a Conrad who's on a grander scale.
Right.
You know, to me that would be like him doing a podcast with us. Like, I wouldn't be against it, and I'd be all for that shit, but it's like, one, you do a podcast already. These people are going to ask you the same questions, essentially. And now, because I've heard him answer questions with them and from Conrad, totally gives different answers, or doesn't give the full answer on this one and gives the full answer on that one. It's like, well, I don't even want to listen.
It's just a contradiction at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I get Shivani has 2 podcasts, but one of them is What Happened When, which was all WCW, and the new one is an AEW one with Aubrey or whatever her name is.
Yeah, and she does most of the talking
Does she?
anyways. Yeah. Yep.
Which is good,
Yep.
because that's getting her over.
Yep.
That's getting you used to her. But, I mean, Pritchard doesn't have 2.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Not
No.
that I'm aware of. But it's weird. It's very weird. 83 weeks, or after 83 weeks. And I think to myself, if someone just listened to like the 2-hour episode with him and Conrad, not that one's going to be the same as the next one, but I don't want to sit here with 3 people that are just nobodies, really. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but I don't know. It's weird. This is kind of weird.
Yeah. Jake Hager and Hangman Page at a bar, and Page just slid a drink to Hager.
Drinking some whiskey together there.
Oh,
another fight! This is fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Let's have a drink together, respect out of one another, and just fucking go at it. It's kind of clever. And see, that's even smart. If you look at the back of the TV, they even have the AEW logo on their TV in there.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it makes sense it's the Jaguars because they're the owners.
But
of
it just
AEW.
people just pick this company apart, and I don't get it. To me, they're hitting on all cylinders. Really.
Why haven't I heard anybody on any of the podcasts talking about Baron Corbin throwing people off the roof during Money in the Bank? Blows my mind.
And it's a lot of apologists that, well, you know, if you criticize WWE, you know, you're just an AEW fan and you're just finding stuff wrong with WWE.
I don't need to
there's
find anything.
There's plenty of shit that's wrong with that company.
It presents itself.
Yeah.
Like, go back to Money in the Bank. If you're not going to have somebody look like Doink the Clown, Don't even do that.
Yeah, there was
Why
no
did
reason
you
for
even
that.
do that?
If you were gonna do a clown, you should have just done Noelle Foley's fucking boyfriend. If it was Mick Foley's daughter.
Oh,
Her boyfriend's a fucking clown.
it
Yeah.
all mushed together.
Yeah.
I was like, who did you just say?
Yeah, so
exactly.
I mean, that would make
Maybe
more
it was.
sense than fucking
Could've
Doink.
been.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, at least have the Brooklyn Brawler doing that, Yeah.
Serious, or have it be the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
I still think meeting him is one of the very coolest things we've ever. I personally, a wrestler we've ever met. I mean, the history that guy carries with him for not really being a big name, it's really pretty goddamn cool. I mean, the manager of Kamala, a Doink the Clown, Brooklyn Brawler, just being Steve Lombardi himself as a wrestler.
Had like the Ultimate Warrior's first match, Rock's first match.
Right. I mean,
he was the litmus test before Sean Waltman was.
Yeah.
You put him in. If he did good, they did good with the Brawler. Then you knew
move to
they
the
had
next
something.
step.
Yep.
And I've always had an appreciation for the Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's the one I actually got when we met him. I had him sign the Abe Knuckleball Schwartz one. But I mean, it's just very cool to meet somebody. Like, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think he will be eventually.
For his contribution. I mean, you don't ever hear negative stories on the guy.
And they kept him around for, all that, from the 80s until just when we met him a few years ago.
Seriously.
So. Even I've got his autobiography, the audio book, and that's even entertaining. Just to hear him talk about his life story is actually pretty entertaining.
Kenny Omega and the Hangman are just destroying Jake Hager right now. Oh, there it is!
The buckshot lariat.
Right over the bar table where they had their first drink. You never forget your first.
Unless you're Paige, and then he was probably so drunk he forgot.
There you go. What are you having, bud? I'll have a little bit of unlabeled jail. That's what it was. What are you doing? That's like, ew. Oh, he's drinking milk because he doesn't drink. Ew! He's got milk in it, you fucking tool. That's gross. That makes me want to vomit. Who fucking drinks milk and then does an activity? A milk is like a relaxing drink. You're gonna sit down for a while.
Cookies with that.
Right.
Yeah, Paul London's out there, so he can have cookies.
Right. I didn't see no goddamn bully bread.
Or Velvet Sky, which
I really don't even remember what she looked like that day. I was just looking at the cookies. I saw someone with them Oreos. Like, dude, you got Oreos? Who's got them up there? What? What do you mean? I ain't paying for his autograph now. I'm paying for cookies, dude. That autograph is free, bro. I love that.
We've had some pretty good experiences the past couple of years.
We've had some
meeting people. Even at cons, meeting people.
Arn was one of the best ones. Just to mention to him that we had a podcast. I know he'll never ever even know it again and think about it. But just the fact that I just mentioned it to him is just cool. It's I don't know.
Because I think it was right around the time where they announced that he was going to have one too. So to mention it to him at that point was actually first down. This has been really well done. I like how it was a big, production at the beginning with everybody in the frame, and then they went to the whole Hangman Page stuff and kind of branched off. I think this is really well done. The Money in the Bank, not so much. This one has been really well done.
Money in the Bank was fun, and we knew this was going to be bad.
Yeah.
This is fun because it's good. It's fun.
They put a lot of thought into this.
Right. Somebody better get thrown in that big ass Jaguars.
The money in the Bank one was like as if they sat in a meeting and said, "Well, we got to put something on the screen." So
it just felt like a video game to me. It felt like I was watching They had music playing.
Yeah. Yep. Just throwing footballs at Jericho. That's actually pretty funny.
This poor Canadian kid getting.
Somebody's going in it, and it's Nick Jackson.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, get him!
Oh, the mascot, Jackson, the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot, just got the
Oh my God, the Judas effect! He is the Tiger King!
That's fucking great.
I love Jericho, man. Oh. I'm so glad I still have my original Jericho shirt from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still got the soccer jersey that I wore.
Look at him! Look at him!
That's so cool.
He's the best, dude. He really is.
He really is.
He really is.
This has been a really good show.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
I mean, I want to go back and watch the matches that we skipped.
I'm gonna watch this again with the audio on
Yeah.
and the commentary. But I love it.
And to know that Brian Cage came in and was the winner of the match, and people didn't know he was coming in. That was a cool surprise. I like that. This has been pretty good overall. I like it.
Do you find her attractive?
A little bit.
I find her attractive, but she's got a long face. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What is in there?
She's going to review the fucking 2 count. That's fucking funny. That's
I can see though. I don't mind it at all, but I can see though why Cornette gets annoyed with stuff.
right.
Because you're gonna review a 2 count.
But if you're gonna go with the whole football theme,
No,
yeah,
you're
right.
not. You don't have to
But
defend it to me.
I can see what you're saying.
But that's the kind of stuff, in my opinion, that Cornette gripes about.
right.
Well, what the hell kind of logic is that gonna make? You know goddamn well she didn't touch the goddamn ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I get your point, but they're just having fun.
But it is his shtick now, just to find stuff to nitpick. It
Right.
really is, because he knows it gets people talking.
It really does.
Nick Jackson doing an end zone, or Matt Jackson doing an end zone
Oh,
dance.
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, I like this whole.
Oh my
super
God,
kick!
that's a penalty for hitting a referee. I'm pretty sure he just killed him. Dude, he's the modern Sting. He's got a bat.
That's Floyd.
The bat?
He named the bat Floyd.
For why?
Because Matt Hardy had Vanguard 1, so the bat is Floyd. It's Jericho.
I would have called it Bruce. It's a bat.
I always love the gut shots with the bat where they don't actually wind up with the bat. They just
Because it's such an easy bump to take. When Mike and I used to wrestle, we would do that all the time. Because all you're doing, you're just cupping that as hard as you can, and then just popping them in the gut with your hand. I mean, it's such a simple fucking thing to do.
even when Triple H used to do it with the sledgehammer, I used to laugh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so easy, and it's a cool hit. It's a cool spot.
Oh, splash from the stands.
Little
Jericho
short.
through the table.
A little short on that, but I like it.
Yeah. He could have really fucking ate that one.
Oh yeah, if he didn't get enough. What the fuck is that?
Damn
the
it,
chalk
Paige,
line?
is he going to draw a chalk outline of Jericho? No, he's just going to roll over him with that's fucking funny.
Oh, right in his
That's
face.
fucking funny. This has been a fucking amazing end to this whole show. This is great.
That is cool.
But if he did a chalk outline, as if he was dead, would be even funnier. But
you
that's
see Jericho trying not to smile.
And I noticed people were talking about why are they wearing the armbands? It's because they're getting checked for the fucking virus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because for every show they're getting checked for the virus.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah. The fucking sprinkler system comes on.
This is thought out.
Yeah.
It's taking advantage of all the things that are presented to you, but you didn't make them a gimmick. And it was it sporadically?
Sporadically.
Sporadically, there you go. Sporadically placed throughout the match.
And it doesn't look. It looks like this was all one shot. It does not look like any of this was really. I mean, you could tell some of it was edited.
The Hardy one, obviously, but yeah, no.
They've done it really well. And like we were saying during Money in the Bank,
I
you
saw
could see
all
how
the
their
memes
edits
of these
were.
things, and I have not seen this.
Did you see where he got hit with the golf cart in the one episode yet?
No, I didn't.
Oh, That's how far you were behind.
Because I saw Toying Around made a thing of this, and it made like it was an action figure set, and it was these two that came with the fucking golf cart. Look at the referee trying to keep up.
It'd be funny if somebody had a stopwatch, like checking his time, like he was running the 40. Yeah, this was really well thought out. This is really good. And like, this wasn't really a creative team coming up with this. This was them all sitting down and coming up with this together. That's good shit. I wonder if they're actually going to turn Paige heel or if they're actually going to turn Omega heel instead. Because they're making it seem like Paige is going to so much that
I don't
it makes
want
me
to
think
see
that it's gonna be
Omega
Omega.
as a heel because I can picture him being a heel like Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Just, I'm too cool to be anything other than a cool bad guy.
Right. But it
Where
just
Paige, it's like I can see that motherfucker.
but it just
being
feels like they're
dirtbag.
pushing it too hard. Like they're, you know what I mean? And they're
Why
they're
though?
swerve.
But that's the thing though. Why do we have to live in a world where one has to turn on the other? Why can't
Right.
it ever just be like the Road Warriors? Like, you know, just split because something happened, opposed to we had inner turmoil. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
you never saw like what happened. You tell me what happened between Axe and Smash when they why Demolition got separated. What did they feud with each other?
No, they just Bill Eadie really couldn't wrestle anymore. He had health problems,
Right.
so they brought Crush in, and then they just
Tried to substitute it out, right?
Yeah.
And it just didn't work, right?
Yeah.
It just kind of fizzled away.
Yep.
But when they knew that, when they knew it was fizzling away, they didn't have Crush just turn and beat the shit out of both Axe and Smash and then have him become a big heel.
Yeah.
It just was like, no, we're not going to do anything. Damn, that's a hell of a fucking drop, dude.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
That was crazy.
What do you do, the Falcon Arrow or whatever?
Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah.
Is that what his thing is, Falcon Arrow or something like that? I mean, you can tell it's all prop.
Right. Oh, and Omega gets the pin on Sammy Guevara after a huge bump from the
That was a
stairs.
really big bump, dude. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
Wow. That was way bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good 20 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, don't pull him across that. Let him get up on his own. Because that's wood, man.
Yeah.
What a shot! Having your logo right there.
Yep. So fucking.
That is epic, dude. I don't care what people want to say about AEW. Call it trash, because I call it fucking gold, man. Like, it's cool to see Matt Hardy with the Young Bucks, honestly, because it makes you think of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I like this, man. This is good. This is good, entertaining shit.
And to know that he can still do this character because it was his and he copyrighted it and shit, you know what I mean? That's good for him. That's
So that's why I thought it was sweet that he went through like the different stages of Matt Hardy essentially
Yeah.
in that. Because that's cool as shit.
and it just shows you how much more talent. I mean, not to say that Jeff's not talented,
But just how much he has to offer.
Yeah.
You can say it that way without,
Yep.
you know. I totally agree.
and to know that like he did all the indie shows that we've gone to, he did them not for money but because of how much he loves it.
You could tell,
You know?
absolutely. We're not marks for the sake of being marks. We're marks because of people like Matt Hardy for professional wrestling in its own right. But yeah, every time we've ever seen Matt Hardy at any indie show, and it's close to 10.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not a lot for other people, but for us, that's a lot. He was just always just super fucking cool. And every time you or I, Iwana! It's almost like distinctively he kind of pinpoint where you are and Iwana!
Yeah.
Like it's just, you can't get over it. I thought that was really cool shit. But that brings us to the end of the AEW Double or Nothing, which I had a great time.
That was really
Watching
really
that match, I thought it was a lot of fun. Maybe we didn't call it, shot for shot, move for whatever, but I feel like the viewers are expecting of that now. We don't really do everything by the book.
good. And I think it would kind of get boring if all we did was just do commentary on it.
Well, that's
Call
why
all
I
the moves
get
and
into a
shit.
character. I get into, well, fuck it. Like, am I funny? I don't know. Am I entertaining? Shit, I really don't know. But do you have a good time? Yeah, I have a blast That's my mentality. Is just
And it seems like that's the way it's been lately. It's just been a lot of fun to do this for the past few months. It really has.
so. Does that wrap us up?
I guess so, man.
Do we have a topic for the next wrestling ring? Give these cool cats and.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about picking maybe an Attitude Era show, not maybe to watch, but kind of just discuss, or maybe a couple certain characters, and maybe mid-card guys that we could talk about that have had long careers that we could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Start is because I'm just thinking right now, like people that maybe didn't go to become superstars, but they became bigger than what they thought, like a Stevie Richards.
Yeah, or an Al Snow, somebody
Right,
like that.
exactly.
You know?
Like the Radicals, like no one would have thought. Well, maybe people would have, but from my perspective, no one would have thought those four guys in that company would do anything.
Yeah.
Here you go to WWE, WWF. You know, 2 out of the 4 of you become world heavyweight champions. Unfortunately, one of you gets dismissed as it because of the event. Dean Malenko goes on to be one of the greatest technical wrestlers of our generation, and before then, he's a great agent now. With I believe he's still with the WWE.
No, I think he's with AEW.
Is he with AEW?
Yeah.
Actually, he was part of the crop that got cut. Not this time, but
Before, yeah.
previously. You're right. And Al Snow, unfortunately, or not Al Snow. I'm sorry. Perry Saturn, unfortunately, has just fallen to the wayside of hard life.
Yeah.
I'll say it as that because I mean, I loved the guy when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
thought he was a great addition to the Radicals and ECW. As I watched ECW, him being with the. Oh my God! What the fuck were their tag
The
team names?
Eliminators?
I want to say the Executioners. I'm like, don't say that out loud because you'd be wrong. Yeah, the Eliminators is just.
I think his in-ring work was great, but I think the mic skills really.
Yeah,
held
he
him back,
didn't
you
have
know?
the ability to talk.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
The stuff with Moppy was entertaining to a point, and then where do you go from there?
To me, it felt sad.
Yeah.
Like, I get this guy over here is talking to a head. I get this guy over here drinks blood. I get that this guy's a pimp. But this guy and his mop.
At least with Raven, part of the flock, he was like the enforcer of the flock. So he had a role to play. So
Right, like
you know.
why his gimmick was turned into like a joke. Maybe that's his personality. I don't know. But when you come out of being one of the greatest ECW tag teams in history of that company with the Eliminators, and you were badasses, I don't see you logically having a storyline to do with a talking or a pretend talking mom.
Yeah.
That's like they never want. And Test is a great one to add in that conversation,
Yeah.
and we will. But I want to say this:
Yeah.
Test was one of those guys. If they ever tried to make him a corny, jokey guy, it would be like, why?
Yeah.
What is this? Like, what? Who is this?
Maybe we'll put like the Attitude Era DVD in or something, or one of them. And,
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know what I
dude.
mean? Just so it'll spark, I
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I think talking about mid-card guys would actually be kind of fun.
How many Attitude Era DVDs did they make? 2 or 3?
I think they made 3, but I think I have all of them.
I only have volumes 1 and 2.
Okay.
I mean, we can watch any of them. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. But 3, I have not seen 3.
Okay.
That would be cool. And you know, to piggyback off of that, doing an episode like that from WCW as well.
Yeah.
Because, like we've discussed Glacier before. I'm not, but maybe if I saw some stuff these other jobbers were
Right.
in, it would be like, oh, okay, I can see where that appreciation comes from. And I just think have we ever done a WCW one? I would.
TNA did CTWE, but we haven't done.
I would like to do a WCW,
Alright.
whether it's WCW
Right.
different times, maybe.
And Mark knows WCW too. Doesn't? Well, I mean, he could at least add to it, maybe.
He could just be
bit.
part of the conversation as always. But yeah, I personally like that because
Yeah.
I only know what I know.
Sounds good to me.
That sounds great. Comic shop. I don't know what the hell we're going to be talking about. I probably didn't even. Did I think anything last time?
Weren't we were talking about the Lego animated movies? And
That's
shit?
right. The next episode of the comic shop, we are going to be talking about the Lego movies, not just the Warner Brother Lego movies, the 4 that have come out in like the last 3 years. We're going to be talking about animated,
And in the games too, you said, right?
right? Animated Lego movies, which are like mostly the DC ones. I know there are some Star Wars ones out there. I personally have
I
never
was
seen
gonna
them.
watch those on Disney Plus.
You could watch them and bring that
Okay.
right into the mix. I played. We are going to talk about the Lego video games. I have played and beaten, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I played and beaten almost every one of them. Like legitimately, Marcadius let me borrow Jurassic World. It took me like 2 weeks to 100% beat that game. He let me borrow Lord of the Rings. That took me like 2 months. He let me borrow, and I beat it. He let me borrow The Hobbit. This was like last year. I still, and like maybe 50%.
Wow.
There's a lot to these goddamn games. A lot. So yes, on the next comic shop, we'll be talking about the Lego universe, I guess. We'll call it that. Maybe we'll talk about Lego sets, anything like sets that you like, sets that I like, sets.
A lot of meat on the bone
A lot
for
of
that
meat
one.
on the bones, absolutely. We'll have a good time. The energy will be good. The mood will be fun. I'm probably gonna drink. So, who knows?
I could stop by a liquor store on the way here.
There's one right in town. Right? That wine was really good. I know you don't drink. But
I might.
I tell you
I
what.
drink Mike's Hard Lemonade. I could bring some of that for myself.
There you go.
Have one or two.
There you go, man. That's all we want to do here on this podcast.
I mean,
is have fun.
if we drag it out, at least I won't have as much in my system on the drive home, you know. So.
That's true. Hey, you know, it is what it is, baby. Baby daddy. But
This has been a fun one.
I will hand the reins over to you. I took control way earlier in the show. I apologize.
It's all right. I don't mind. I am Deadly Dave. This is the Wildcard Ace Williams, Comic Wrestling Podcast, the Wrestling Ring, the Comic Shop. What more do you need than that? Thanks for joining us again.